Come on, internets. There we go. All right, let's have a good show, Lance.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm stoked.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Woo! Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. I'll be your humble host this morning, Mr. Beef Vegan. You can call me Mr. You call me Sir. Just call me. With me is my good friend DJ Lance.
Good
I was going to say
morning,
Armstrong, Fairchild.
Yeah, no Lance Armstrong here. I'm not that great at riding a bike.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, good morning. Happy Thursday to you. I'm loaded up. I'm ready to go. I got some vinegar in me. I got a fire lit under my ass.
Is that what they put in liquid death?
Yeah, that's exactly what they put in. You didn't know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. The more you know, though.
Uh-huh. I got a little button here for DJ. Whenever I say DJ Lance Fairchild, you'll hear this.
Oh my God, the Serato horn.
Yeah, that's for you, my friend. So
Perfect.
If you call in, you say, hey, I just want to give a shout out to DJ Lance.
Oh man, I'm gonna start calling those in for myself.
Yeah. Yes. We're starting things off right. I got a lot of things to attack today on the show. I was thinking about it. Usually we do F My Lifes on Fridays, and we have had a good run with these F My Lifes. And I've been getting a bunch of emails for F My Lifes that you guys have been sharing with me. So I decided to step it up. Why just keep the fun on Fridays? We're going to start doing F My Lifes every day, different times. Today, we're going to do F My Life at 7 o'clock. It'll be the first time that Lance will be participating in F My Life, but I guarantee you're going to have a good time. We're also going to be talking about the Swingers Trailer Park, and that's a thing. It's a real thing. A crackhead version of Bring Your Kid to Work, and, of course, Cypress Hill tickets and Tucson Sugar Skull tickets. But first, I have to mention, unfortunately, we lost another legend yesterday. ZZ
That's
Top.
2 in 1 week.
Yeah, you got to look out for the third one. We almost lost Bob Odenkirk yesterday. He had heart-related issues, aka probably a heart attack, on the set of Better Call Saul. And he was hospitalized. It looked really scary for a moment. But the good news with Bob Odenkirk is that it looks like he's going to be able to make a full recovery. He's 58 years old. He's in the best shape of his life because he just shot nobody. But still, at that age and probably with that schedule, it was too much for his ticker, and it almost took him out. Unfortunately, he's going to recover. But unfortunately, ZZ Top founding member Dusty Hill passed away in his sleep at home in Texas at the age of 72. And it happened is one of those things, once you start getting to that age, it's an injury that will eventually lead to your downfall. Dusty injured his hip and had to drop out of a bunch of shows last year because of the hip injury. And unfortunately, that was the beginning. It was like the domino effect. And it's super sad. And to be honest with you, before I started working at KLPX across the hall for the last 3 years, I didn't necessarily have a greater appreciation of ZZ Top. I just knew them as the Legs band, right?
Yeah, I've always just thought about their hats and beards.
Exactly. You know the look, the iconic
look. Yeah.
And Legs, or at least I knew Legs because being a kid of the 80s, that song was everywhere. And I didn't really fully appreciate their catalog, which they had so many great songs that I loved, but did not know it was ZZ Top. I did not know it was the dudes with the beards. And, I got to get a further appreciation for all the great music that they made. And I saw a documentary on Netflix a couple of years ago with ZZ Top talking about their upbringing. And it was a fantastic story. It was really great. And a lot of people didn't know, but, Dusty was like one of the lead singers. He sang a majority of the songs like Tush and others. So let me actually play you something from ZZ Top because you'll like this. This is Dusty Hill. So you need to remix this, Lance.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
you
mean,
know what? I
for
really
this
hope we don't
season-
lose Hank Hill, though.
No, don't
That's
worry.
it.
Mike
That's a
Judge,
death I can't have in 2021.
kids. It's Mike Judge still around. Here's Dusty talking about how he started playing bass because he was the bass player of the legendary trio, and it's really hard to be a power trio. And if a band does it right, they are the best. Like a 3-piece is all you need as far as bands if it's done right. And ZZ Top did it right. Here's Dusty talking about how he started playing bass. Check this out. Yeah, so there's a little bit of that from Dusty. He talked about how he joined ZZ Top, and I have a clip of that, but I'm not going to play that. 2 years ago, though, an interviewer asked him, when is he going to retire, right? ZZ Top was around forever, starting in the 60s, the late 60s, rose to prominence in the late 70s and dominated the 80s. That was ZZ Top, and they were road dogs to the very end. So when an interviewer asked him, when does he plan on quitting performing live? This was his response.
I've told people, I said, look, if I retire, I go, look, after a few months, I would be at your house singing you a song or something.
So that's just love.
Very
He had
wholesome.
so much love for performing, so much love for writing, and he created this legacy that will not be forgotten anytime soon. So I will definitely miss Dusty Hill. So
I might have to grow out a ZZ Top beard now and to pay my respects.
I don't think you can. You're too baby faced. Have you
I
ever
don't
grew a
know.
beard?
I have a beard.
Let me see it. No, on the camera.
Oh, on the camera?
Yeah, I don't know about that beard.
I don't know. I think it's pretty solid. I keep it trimmed,
That's a baby
Gets
beard.
a little wiry.
Yeah, it gets a lot of wiry. Does it connect all the way through?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got a bald spot at the bottom of my chin, but other than that, it's pretty flush.
All right. Well, if you could do that, grow your beard down to your navel, and then start wearing sunglasses, you'll be the biggest DJ in the world, Lance.
Listen, I'll do it if you do it. We can match.
I won't do it. I'm not going to try to be the biggest DJ in the world. But you're performing. You're a rock star. So that's what rock stars do.
That's a rock star move.
Yeah. So let's dedicate this show in the memory of Dusty Hill. So how are we going to do that? We're going to make this show rock. That's a guarantee. Coming up next, 5 questions. We're all Googling about the Olympics because I know you got questions. I got questions too. And these 5, I actually Googled myself. And I find comfort knowing that other people are asking the same questions. We'll find out what those are next on Beef Vegan Presents. And clear. Good morning, everybody. Let's welcome
Perfect.
to the stream here
What up? What up? What up?
and get some music. Get started. I have a bunch of ramps and new bed music that I was whipping together yesterday. I don't have it loaded up yet, but I will.
I'm loving the Serato horn. That's a classic right there.
Yeah, got to.
Have you heard? We might have talked about this last weekend or not last week. But have you heard of the Olympic sport of speed walking?
No, that's a sport too.
That is a sport that is in the Olympics, and I have to say it is highly competitive. It is the only, or I believe it's one of the top sports actually for people being disqualified for not following guidelines. One of 8 participants are usually disqualified before the end of the, because they start running. So there's certain body movements you have to be able to perform in order to walk or have a longer stride without running, and for it to still be considered walking. And this sport, oh my God, is so much fun to watch. The way that they twirl their hips. I'll send you a clip of it right now. I think you're going to really, really enjoy this.
Yeah, please. I got to see it too, because that's funny. And I saw it from a mile away that, they would can't or disqualify people for walking too fast.
Yeah,
to where it's
walking
considered
too
a
fast.
run.
Mm-hmm.
That's too funny.
Yeah, because you see the trick is there's always got to be 1 foot on the ground at all times. And so what they do in order to get a longer stride is they twist their hip in such a way that they get an extra few inches on them. which is something that I'm definitely familiar with doing. And I don't know, like I think I gotta let the clip speak for itself. Let's bring it up real quick. 1 second.
Yeah, send it to me first.
Yeah, I know.
Did you practice your power walking stance? Do you know how to do it?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. As I mentioned before we started the show, I'm going to be going to Hard Summer this weekend, and I'm definitely going to be power walking between stages. So I got to get my strides in. All right, here, let me email this to you real quick.
Can I not share this? Come on. All right, try to share this real quick. All right, I'm going through. Hold on, let me continue the roll call. See all these nice comments here to start things off.
Of course.
Mike said that's not a beard.
It's getting there. It's close.
Yeah.
It's more of a goatee, a goat stash.
Yeah, and I got a message this morning. Okay, you sent it to my Gmail. All right, let's see the speed walking here. I'm intrigued. They're making Olympic sports for everything at this point. Is it even special?
Honestly, I hope that DJing becomes an Olympic sport because I will be entering in the 2036 DJ Olympics.
All right. Paste this. And then, all right, I'm pulling it up. Let's see what we got as far as speed walking. And thank you guys for joining us. Yes, we're doing F My Life at 7. I put together a bunch of millennial words. It turns out those are too old for Lance to know.
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, did you recognize most of the words on that list?
Come on. I'm in a different generation.
That's a good point. A lot of those words do get recycled, but a few of those I feel like have not quite come back into popularity. But I would love to see them happen. Like what was that? Homocito?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one. That one's fresh to me.
I knew, trust me, when I saw that on the list, I knew that was kind of iffy. Homocito.
That's why you got me. I'm your number one zillennial fact checker.
Yes. All right, let's check out this speed walking. I wonder if this clip is licensed. Hopefully I won't get in trouble for playing this. Okay, race walking world record. This guy, look how serious this guy is. Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, look at him. Nathaniel Deeks. This is peak human endurance right here.
I guess, but I mean, you're talking about a sport where you look the least coolest. This is it right here.
I don't know. You're telling me you wouldn't wear one of those leotards?
I wouldn't. I'm
look
telling you.
How they drift, man. That guy right there, he looks like a Paul Walker himself. Drifting around the cones.
Now, the sport I discovered this year was handball. And I'm actually excited about handball and the concept of that game. And I wish it would become more popular. It was basically this year's version of curling for me. I felt like that's
curling of 2021.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the future of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's what the speed walking looks like. Which you guys know what speed walking looks like if you've ever watched, drove around in a suburban area and saw like a soccer mom going for a walk with her dog. Speed walking.
You know what? I used to work in the Tucson Mall up the street, and every morning whenever I'd open up, there would be some elderly people who'd be speed walking around the mall, and I gotta say, like, some of them got some wheels on them.
Yeah, nice. Well, I mean, it's good exercise. So
good exercise, absolutely.
Good for them. Maybe Bob Odenkirk should have speed walked more instead of just hit the hard weights.
I think he speed walked to have his own spin-off series of Breaking Bad.
He has that. All right, let's see. I gotta figure out. There we go.
Let's see. I'm trying to get.
All right, let's hit the reset. We've got a minute before we're back on. Chat amongst yourselves. We'll be right back here.
There we go.
Here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents, and that was, of course, Mammoth WVH, which later on I was going to feature some Twitter videos, some audio from him performing, Wolfgang performing his very first live show. It happened somewhere in the Midwest to a sold-out crowd. They announced it as like a surprise show the day before. It completely sold out, and the clip is amazing. Like, Wolfgang, he's got chops. And at first, I'll be honest with you, when Wolfgang started putting out, or they started talking about him putting out new music, I was on the fence. I wasn't 100% sold that it was going to be good. And then hearing clips of him performing live, I changed my opinion of him completely. The songs sound great, and his live performance is fantastic. His vocals are truly amazing, and how he could sing. And again, I'll play that for you around 7:45 today. But first, let's get into this topic. 5 questions we're Googling about the Olympics because there's a lot of questions. Have you caught any of the Olympics, Lance?
No, I haven't yet. We were just discussing the Olympic sport of speed walking, though, over the break.
Yes, we were. And we actually saw a video of that. And so apparently that's an Olympic sport. And if more people saw that, I don't know if they show speed walking in prime time. I don't know if it's the ratings grabber. The
it's
basketball.
a ratings grabber for me, for sure.
Right.
Like, did you see those hips, Beef?
Yeah, those hips are fantastic. But yeah, I don't think it's as big of a ratings grabber as like basketball or swimming is for the Olympics.
That's definitely debatable.
Okay.
I don't know. 2026. Let's see.
Let's agree to disagree and move forward. All right. Here's our first thing that we Google about the Olympics. And when I say we, the collective we, because this is according to Google Trends. They accumulated all this data. These are the questions that are being asked more frequently. Like the first one, why do divers shower after each dive? Do you know why, Lance? If you were to guess why divers dive after each dive, what would that be?
Well, I would say to get the chlorine off, definitely, I don't think that chlorine is good for your skin. So,
yeah. And that is what a lot of people would assume, but it's not to wash the chlorine off. It's to prevent injuries somehow.
Ooh.
Yeah. The pool is cold and can make you cramp up. So that's why they take a warm shower or sit in a hot tub in between dives.
Of course. Yeah. Now
Chlorine,
I see the gears are spinning.
Chlorine has nothing to do with it. So it's good that you would Google that because then you would find out. Here's the second question that we're Googling about the Olympics. Why does one volleyball player have a different colored jersey? So if you watch a team, there's only one player who, has a different colored jersey than the rest of their team. That player can sub in and replace another player in the back row, and they're usually better at defense, like passing the ball. So that's why.
Oh, there you go. They're the substitute. I thought that it was always shirts and skins with volleyball.
Not in the Olympics.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. That would be fantastic, though. Number 3, why is Russia called ROC? Do you know why they're called ROC?
I have absolutely no idea what an ROC is.
Well, if you paid attention to the last Olympics, they were busted for doping. They were doping their athletes. So they were basically cheating. And they did fantastic in the Olympics. Surprisingly, when you cheat, sometimes you win.
You know what? I would love to watch the Olympics where there's no strings attached. People are allowed to do steroids, crack, meth, just go absolutely wild.
Right. Well,
that's my kind of Olympics.
Yeah. Eventually, maybe your dreams will come true. But for now, Russia is banned for doping. So all their athletes are competing under the name Russian Olympic Committee, which is a workaround. So let's just say they're not banned, because that's the one thing I don't get about if you're banning a country from participating in the Olympics, then the country's like, okay, we'll just change our name. And then the Olympic Committee's like, okay, cool. You're good then.
Rules are meant to be broken, especially when it comes to steroids and doping.
Okay. All right. Number 4, why isn't LeBron James in the Olympics? A lot of people are asking this because the USA basketball team has not been doing great this year, which is very disappointing. Hopefully they're turning around. But the reason why LeBron's not in the Olympics is, let's face it, the guy is old. He's on his last stretch and he had some injuries this year. So he decided to opt out, which is probably best. When you're young and you're a young man, it's a young man's game. You could play 365 days a year. But once you start approaching 40 after playing in the league for like 20 years, it's time to slow it down because you're not going to recover as quick.
I mean, Bugs Bunny's still in the game.
Yes, Bugs Bunny is still in the game, but he only plays one game every 15 years, Lance.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Yep. So he has plenty of time to recover.
Yep. Plenty of fantastic knees for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got hops. And finally, the last question. Now, we've been Googling about the Olympics, and we've been Googling a lot about the Olympics. How deep is the Olympic pool, or how deep is a diving pool? Because, of course, these Olympic divers, they're up there. The high dive is probably one of the most exciting events that the Olympic has had to offer over the past century. There's been a lot of drama associated, but really, if you're scared of heights, it's a terrifying event because they're up there, very high. So if you were to guess, how deep do you think the Olympic pool is?
I would have to say it's some like 20 feet.
Too much.
Oh, too much? Too big?
Yeah.
Let's say 15.
Nope, wrong again, but that's okay. I'm not going to let you be wrong 10 times.
Oh,
yeah. The swimming
we'll save that for
pools,
the games.
Yeah, swimming pool in Tokyo's are almost 10 feet deep. Diving pools are 10 to 16 feet deep, depending on the event. And the high dive uses the deepest part. So I would hope so. I mean, if you're diving from 8 stories up, you want that 16-foot pool as opposed to the 10-foot. So these are the questions that we are Googling about the Olympics each and every day. Did I miss any? Comment in the stream if I did. We got so much more show to go, and we're just getting started. So up next, this is probably my favorite story of the day. I'm a big fan of Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, me too.
Watching Trailer Park Boys makes me want to live in a trailer park. I know it's not reality, and living in a trailer park wouldn't probably be as awesome as Ricky, Jules, and Bubbles makes it seem. But there is a trailer park that is a trailer park dedicated to swingers, and that's making me still kind of want to live in a trailer park. I'll tell you more about
I'm
that.
Move to a trailer park today.
Sorry, I was going for my tease. I got to give you a hand signal on that because I wanted to get out. I was too long on that. It wasn't you. Oh, okay. It was my timing.
For sure. That's my bad.
It's all good. But yeah, if you hear me still doing the tease, don't try to force it in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I forgot that it was a tease. Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up. We're getting it down.
We still out here. We learning.
Figuring out our timing. Here we go. What is it? No way. No one could thinks that it could be competitive. Talking about speed walking still.
Another sport that I would love to see in the Olympics is belly flopping.
That would be a good sport to watch.
Belly flopping with a 10-foot tall board, but with a 3-foot deep pool.
Yeah, well, you don't need a deep pool when you belly flop because
exactly.
You're not going to hit your head.
Exactly. Well, and I like the fact that there's the risk of it though. That's exciting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the risk it's gonna be painful. Is that the risk, or are you saying that they'll crash all the way down to 3 feet and kill themselves? That's exciting.
I think a little bit of both. I think if they're professional belly floppers, that won't happen. But I just kind of like the idea that there's no safety net. There's no why. I mean, yeah, they could use the diving pool that's 10 feet deep, but I would much rather see them belly flop into into the shallow end, in the shallow end of that same pool, just to really do it for all the marbles.
Right.
Colors of the Olympic rings. I wouldn't know that one.
There you go. It's universal. All right. On Twitch, want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on bigfollows.com. And then again, getting spammed on the Twitch. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull up the Twitch stream.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about that off air around 8.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
As far as your ideas on that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wrote this rant yesterday based around a quote that was said in defense of Simone Biles. And this rant kind of turned into slam poetry, which kind of turned into a rhyme. And I didn't mean it to be that way. Mm-hmm. The quote resonated with me. And, I had an incident yesterday where, I ran into a guy that I don't like. I mean, we haven't got along for a couple of years. So, I mean, even having interaction with this guy at this point is uncomfortable and it sucks, but it was unavoidable yesterday. And then we got into it. There was a verbal thing. He was defensive, and he was taking shots at me. Taking low blows, telling me that I have no idea what I'm doing in morning radio, and I shouldn't be in morning radio. And I'm like, I've been in morning radio for 13 years. Like, what are you talking about? And then he went in to say that the show sucks dick. And I was like, whoa. Show doesn't suck dick all of the time. Yeah, I'm sure
we're not
segments.
homophobic here. We're not homophobic here. Like, you know what? If we want to suck dick, we could suck dick.
Well, he meant it metaphorically, Lance, but I do appreciate that. But yeah, he was saying that, and it was definitely offensive. It was a low blow. Those are fighting words.
Absolutely.
So obviously rubbed me the wrong way, and I've been having a problem with this kid for a while, and he's had a problem with me for even longer. And it sucked, and it definitely ruined my day. But it also kind of fueled me and got me, amped up to hit today's show hard and have, fewer segments that suck the D. Every show, there's going to be a segment or two that sucks D. It's my throwaway suck D segment. And again, no homophobe. That's not what it talked about. Let me just rephrase, because the way he said it was more cringeworthy than it deserves.
Oh yeah,
and is hateful and everything else. There's nothing wrong with
that's not on you. That's on him.
Yeah, that's on him.
That's on him.
Yeah, and let me reiterate: there's nothing wrong with sucking D if you're a fan of sucking D. Okay, so with that said, saying the show just sucks in general. Not the whole show. Of course, he's not listening to the whole show. If anything, he's probably not listening to any of the show.
He's
only
listening
clips
right now.
Yeah. He's probably listening right now. And and rightfully so. Go ahead and listen and tell me how bad I suck. That's great. Like, you're not going to beat me or defeat me by, telling me that I'm not doing good at my job. It's only going to fuel me to try to prove you wrong. This is what I've been doing my entire life. So please tell me that I can't do something, please. And I'm just like yesterday, I usually write 2 hours of the show before, 2 hours of the show in the morning, right? So it's 4 hours of writing, 4 hours of doing the show, right? I was putting together like 6 hours yesterday. I was insane. I'm like just writing, putting stuff together, researching new music that I could utilize on the show, putting together audio, like a bunch of stuff, reworking the show schedule. Like, this is what happens. And so, but still, it could have been avoided. And I'm upset about the entire situation, to be honest with you. It sucks, but it just adds to everything else. And it's like, okay, there's nothing you could do. Sometimes, you can sit there and
the haters are gonna hate.
The haters are gonna hate, right? And you could concentrate on the people that are gonna be naysayers and stuff like that, or you could just kind of focus on you. And that's the best way to do it, is just focus on you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think a big personal development I've had in this last year's realizing that not everybody is gonna love what you're doing. There are always gonna be haters out there, and there are gonna be some people who are very vocally hating, whether that's to your face or behind your back. And sometimes, it feels like we have to say something and prove ourselves to them.
Right.
But we really don't. Sometimes all you got to do is just prove it with your actions,
Yeah. So let me go into this monologue, what I wrote the other day, and I'll do it off the air just in case I change my mind and don't want to do it on the air. All right. So I came across this quote yesterday, and it's an old Babe Ruth quote. It was said by NFL star Jonathan Owens in defense of his girlfriend, Simone Biles. Of course, Simone Biles had to back out of the Olympics. And when I say had to, it was her personal choice to back out of the Olympics because of the emotional strain. And for whatever reason, she couldn't find it within herself to compete. And so she thought it'd be best for the team if she stepped aside. Now, there's been a lot of criticism about her stepping aside. A lot of people calling her a quitter, not knowing what her mental state really is. It's unfair to Simone, and of course, there's also allegations that this may stem from years and years of abuse from the former team doctor, Larry Nassar. So if you really think about it, there's a lot behind the scenes going on with Simone. So you should be more empathetic about it. But either way, her boyfriend tweeted out this Babe Ruth quote: "The loudest boos always come from the cheap seats." Okay. To me, that means that the harshest critics are the least successful. To focus such violent hate towards someone at a low point and difficult time in their life is nothing less than a projection of your own self-loathing. The cheap seats are a metaphor for the unaccomplished, the uninspired, underachievers who fold under duress, crack under pressure, and don't rise up under stress. These people don't overcome. So they become overjoyed when you're in over your head, overwhelmed, or just plain over it, but it's not over yet. Did you know that Babe Ruth had more strikeouts than home runs? You could be a champion and still not go undefeated. You could win a fight and you still got some teeth knocked in. You could win a game when you were trailing to the last minute, but as long as you don't give up, that cheap seat won't have your ass in it. That's my rant. That's my rhyme. That's what that quote means to me. Tell me if that was too cheesy.
I thought that was good. I felt very moved by it.
I don't know. All right, you guys on the stream. Lance has moved. Let me hear what you guys thought. If it was too much, tell me if it's too much, because then I will not air it. I got 3 minutes of that song. So I need to put it to music. I got
it to music. Put it on one of my beats.
Let's see.
Oh, speaking of which, let me send you some. I'm sending on a bunch of music, but I only have a couple songs out.
All right. Well, that's 2 minutes, a 2-minute rant. I did get some music. I got to see which one is inspirational enough, but I don't know. Again, that was 100% influenced off that quote. That inspired me to just start writing and ranting. And of course, I took from earlier in the day, my altercation, and the frustration and anxiety that came along with it. And so that was my interpretation of it. Because, yeah, there are detractors out there. There are people who are hating. And a lot of those people that are hating are hating their own life position, right? So, yeah, they might be in a job where they're making money, but do they like that job? Do they love that job? I made a lot of sacrifices to do what I love. And I love doing this. I love talking with you guys. I love making you guys laugh. That's the goal every day, right? I did not become a millionaire off of it. I drive a Kia Soul. I love the Kia Soul, but it's a sacrifice. The Kia Soul is not my first choice, believe it or not. Financially, it was my best choice. You learn to love it, but it was definitely not my first. And back on Simone Biles, she did retweet someone's post suggesting that Simone had been molested by disgraced gymnastics team Dr. Larry Nassar. The post also said that girl has endured more trauma by the age of 24 than most people will ever go through in a lifetime. And then to be on a world stage on top of that. Think about that. And that's rough. So you're seeing talking heads try to destroy this woman, try to kick her while she's down because of her decision, her own personal decision, because they're like, oh, you're not fighting for America. You don't know. And you know what? This doctor was hired by America, technically. The one that allegedly could have assaulted her, serial abuse over the years since she was a young child. This guy is in prison now for that. And all of those people. So all those people have been affected by him. So if she makes that choice, she can't perform because she knows it's 90% mental and she's not in it mentally. You're in no position to disagree or call her out or call her names. A lot of people do that. And I would hope that nobody that's listening to this conversation would be one of those people. And I don't think they are. We got good people on the stream, Lance. All right, now we're on. Oh, yeehaw. We're going to get into some. I don't know why I said yeehaw, Lance. It's Rock 102.1.
I got my Toby Keith shirt on for it.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this swingers trailer park because in a
Ooh.
small town in southern Louisiana, there's a guy who's planning to open T-Boys Swingers Trailer Park.
That is very sexy. That is a very sexy name for a trailer park.
Yeah, and it's spelled Teeboi. So yeah, trailer
Ooh.
park. It's a place for open-minded couples to park their mobile homes and get together. Now, yesterday we did a story about a couple that went on a cruise and they were wearing pineapple print stuff, right? Because they were going on a tropical cruise.
Yeah, I love a good pineapple print.
Right. Well, what they didn't know is that's swinger code. If you're wearing pineapples, you're pretty much advertising to people that you're willing to share your wife and swap and all that stuff.
I have to burn some of my shirts at home.
Okay, so when that happened, the park, it's going to be opening by next Memorial Day weekend, and the owner says the site will have a nude pool, a nude yoga stadium. I don't know how big a trailer park stadium is, but I can imagine it's not that big.
It's a pretty big park.
Yeah. A strip poker hall, and a key party cabana.
Where do I sign up?
It does sound awesome, right?
That sounds like the life right there.
I was saying before the break that I secretly, on the low key, desire to live in a trailer park, probably in Canada, because I'm a fan of Trailer Park Boys. And it seems like an entertaining, fun life. Of course, it's a television show. I know this. So the purpose of it is to be entertained, and I know the reality is probably not as pretty, but
I don't know. You're giving me Ricky vibes right now.
I am very Ricky-like. I say words wrong all the time. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I could attest to that.
Yeah, I relate to Ricky for sure. But anyways, reporters caught up with the guy. His name's David, who is planning to open up his dream. It's like the Playboy Money Ranch trailer park style.
I hope that they have cowboy hats. Like in my head, I'm picturing everybody wearing cowboy hats and nothing else. Maybe cowboy boots.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe nothing but the boots, to be honest with you. Hat and boots, and that's it. All right, here's him saying that the swingers community is larger than most people realize. Check this out. Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, these are wise words from David here. So he even put up signs in a small town of Mamu, that's where this is at, that have generated lots of calls from around the country. So, I mean, he's creating this, swingers haven. Check this out.
We've got some from Pennsylvania. We've got some from Arkansas. Of course, all around Acadiana, all around Mamu, Ville Platte, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Slidell. And they start calling, hey, what's y'all address? Where's it? Is this in Mamu? Where's this at? Yes, it is.
This guy needs his own reality show. Screw the Tiger King. I need the Trailer Park Swing King. All right. And finally, he has a message to anyone who has a problem with his swinger lifestyle.
There's no reason to be mad at anybody for their preference and not out here hurting nobody. Nobody's selling drugs here. People know nothing.
Yeah, Lance.
Damn,
People
no aphrodisiacs?
Oh, yeah. There's Viagra, but we don't call that don't do drugs.
That's fair. No Molly, though.
Yeah, no, people don't do nothing.
Yeah, that's done for me.
That's right. So there you go. Swinger Trailer Park Heaven. If you're ever thinking about becoming a swinger and you don't have any money, do I have the place for you? When we come back, I'm going to give you the quote of the day. It's deep and it resonates with me. I'm going to share that with you next on Beef Vegan Presents. Clear.
I like that segment. I thought that went pretty well.
Yeah, thank you. See, that segment didn't suck.
No, that was a good segment. I liked it. I enjoy talking about trailer parks and swingers.
Exactly. All right. Good morning, Melly.
So would you consider gas station boner pills a drug? Oh, you just said that Viagra doesn't count, but what about ones from the gas station?
Those are herbs, and no. You be careful with those. I'll give you a hint on taking those, though. You want to open it up and just take like a third of it. You don't want to take the whole thing. It'll mess with you too much.
So you've taken gas station boner pills before. I'm very curious. Like I kind of want to take them just for the fun of it. Like they sound dangerous.
Extremely. In fact, the FDA continues to pull them off the shelves, and what they'll do is they'll repackage it or tweak the recipe just a little bit and then put it back out there. So, they just continue to mess with it. But I think there's a key herbal ingredient that both Viagra and other drugs use to make it work, and that's what they're using as well. So it is a cheaper alternative for people out there.
Well, and I mean, you know what? Like, if you live in a trailer park, you're one of two people. One, you have enough money to be able to spend. You could spend your extra money on Viagra, or you're hurting a little bit and you need those gas station boner pills. So, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah,
quite literally.
Right. I gotta re-listen to this clip real quick at the end because I think I want to clean up the end a little bit more, and then I gotta find some music, right? So actually, while you guys are on the stream, I have time, so let me grab a couple of these clips, and Lance, you weigh in on this as well. I want to try to see if I got the right music. I got the Serial theme.
Mm-hmm.
You ever listen to the podcast Serial?
I have not listened to the podcast Serial.
The thing that made the podcast Serial so great, and not just the story. The story was good, but it was the theme music that really got you into it. And it sounds like this. It's so good. It's so fantastic. Check it out. Oh, wait, this is it right here. All right, so I came across this quote yesterday, and it's an old Babe Ruth quote. It was said by NFL star Jonathan Owens in defense of his girlfriend, Simone Biles. Of course, Simone Biles. All right, so I bring that down. So that's a Serial, but I don't know if it's licensed. I don't know if that will get me in trouble playing that.
I wonder, I mean, how much of a clip can you play of a song without it being copyright striked? Like, is it like 0 seconds, or is it like, you got like 5 seconds?
It varies. It varies for each song, but if the robots catch you, you're done. So,
if you pitch it up a semitone, I hear that it makes it more difficult for that to happen.
Right.
Heard of people doing that with bootleg remixes on SoundCloud.
Oh, I forgot you couldn't hear that.
No, I could hear. I could hear from over.
All right, here I'm trying to. I need advice from a DJ here.
Ooh.
All right, so I came across this quote yesterday, and it's an old Babe Ruth quote. It was said by NFL star Jonathan Owens maybe not. All right, so that's that. Let's see this one. Hardcore metal music for you.
Ooh, some drum and bass.
Yeah, but that's too busy for what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. So you're trying to use that as like a music bed for the inspirational quote. Yeah. I felt like the other one was a little too relaxed for that.
Did you hear the Serial one?
No, I didn't hear the Serial
one. This is the best.
Yeah, I like this one. I think that this one has kind of like a inspirational, pumpy vibe to it. Very uplifting. Yeah, out of the three of those, I think that one's the best. I do like the drum and bass, but I'm a little biased.
Yeah, totally biased. So what do you guys think on the stream? Which one? And I actually have two more real quick, but I'm leaning towards the Serial one myself.
Yeah, that's
I could play it on the radio. I just can't play it on the stream. I like this one too. This is Chill Hop.
I like this one.
Oh, I'm using this one. I feel future.
Yeah, I think this one's kind of informational though.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, did you know about the thing?
Okay. And then one more.
This is giving me copyright free Sublime vibes.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I'm going to like copyright free songs for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what you
Um,
got to do. That's the name of the game.
Right. And they're not going to be the best
Mhm.
because if they were the best, they'd be copywritten.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got to put you guys backstage real quick. I want to just listen to the back end of this and see how I'm going to wrap it up. Chat amongst yourselves. We'll be right back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got a game plan of how I'm going to do this. So we'll see. That's good. You chatting with everybody. What's up, Big Daddy Tucson on Twitch?
Big Daddy Tucson.
Big Daddy Tucson. Okay. Okay. So this should be good. Big Daddy Tucson. How you like them notes, huh?
Those are good.
Yeah.
I need to get a beef feature on one of my tracks.
Just doing that.
Big Daddy Tucson.
Big Daddy
Throw
Tucson.
a 4 on the floor underneath it. It's like
Good morning, Anthony. Thanks for joining the stream, brother.
tell him bad dad jokes like always. I want to hear a bad dad joke. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
I live for cringy jokes.
Right. Well, Nick supplies us with at least one excellent bad dad joke. So go ahead and give us our dad joke of the day, Nick. I want to see this.
While we're waiting for him to come up with one, I got a good one.
Okay, real quick. Go ahead.
Why did the raver go to the gas station?
Why?
Because he was on E. That's my raver dad joke.
You already told the dad jokes. Did I miss them in the comments? That's good. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the punchline because I was reading the comments. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's my ADD. It's
You got ADD, I got ADHD, and we're on BVP.
Exactly. We're the alphabet. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna find Nick's dad joke, unless he's saying that he told them all leading up to today. Oh, no,
gotcha.
right here. Got it right here. Okay, so he said, "What do you call a donkey with only 3 legs?"
What do you call a donkey with only 3 legs?
It's coming.
The suspense is killing me. Drum roll.
I don't see his follow up. Oh, because we started getting spammed. Where are you at? Okay. Type it again. Oh, I got it. A wonky.
Oh, that's a good one. I love that one.
Oh, no, shit. Was that a different one? Let me see. Well, what did fried rice say to the shrimp? Okay. What did the fried rice say to the shrimp?
What did they say?
It's coming. It's coming.
Holding. Hold the laughter.
Don't walk away from me. W-O-K.
Oh my God.
See, Nick,
That's another good
he's
one.
got them all. He's got all the dad jokes.
I can never remember dad jokes. That's what makes them so good. Like even the ones that I feel like I've heard before, I always forget the punchline.
I'll tell you this much. Knowing all these dad jokes
Mhm.
is great game
Mhm.
when you're doing online dating and everything. You know, like girls, they love hearing these cheesy dad jokes as like openers. If you say, hey, you want to hear, like, I my biggest vice is I tell cheesy dad jokes, something like that. And the girl will be like, oh, well, let me hear one. And then you start laying out some of these winners that Nick has. Those girls will be game on. They'll be all
Women
about
love personality.
Right. All right, here we go. 20 seconds. I'm keeping the screen up because honestly, I'm just going to do this clip and let me know how it sounds. Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, so I came across this quote yesterday, and it's an old Babe Ruth quote. It was said by NFL star Jonathan Owens in defense of his girlfriend, Simone Biles. Of course, Simone Biles had to back out of the Olympics. And when I say had to, it was her personal choice to back out of the Olympics because of the emotional strain. And for whatever reason, she couldn't find it within herself to compete. And so she thought it'd be best for the team if she stepped aside. Now, there's been a lot of criticism about her stepping aside. A lot of people calling her a quitter, not knowing what her mental state really is. It's unfair to Simone, you know. And of course, there's also allegations that this may stem from years and years of abuse from the former team doctor, Larry Nasser. So if you really think about it, there's a lot behind the scenes going on with Simone. So you should be more empathetic about it. But either way, her boyfriend tweeted out this Babe Ruth quote: "The loudest boos always come from the cheap seats." Okay. To me, that means that the harshest critics are the least successful. Focus such violent hate towards someone at a low point and difficult time in their life is nothing less than a projection of your own self-loathing. Cheap seats are a metaphor for the unaccomplished, uninspired, underachievers who fold under duress, crack under pressure, and don't rise up under stress. These people don't overcome. So they become overjoyed when you're in over your head, overwhelmed, or just plain over it, but it's not over yet. Did you know that Babe Ruth had more strikeouts than home runs? You could be a champion and still not go undefeated. You could win a fight and you still got some teeth knocked in. You could win a game when you were trailing to the last minute, but as long as you don't give up, that cheap seat won't have your ass in it. That's my rant. That's my rhyme. That's what that quote means to me. Coming up next, F My Life. It's Beef Vegan Presents. Clear. All right. Obviously, we're experimenting all different types of stuff this morning.
I like that one. I feel like it switches up the pace a little bit, like it's not like, I mean, we keep it pretty goofy on here, but I like the inspiration in the morning. Gets me fired up.
Nice. There you go. Get inspired. Get inspired.
I'm fired up. Is the chat fired up?
Yeah.
Kirsten is fired up.
Absolutely. That's right, Bree. Yep, the loudest boos always come from the cheap seats. So that was good. At first, initially, I thought it was Jonathan Owens that came up with it. I was like, oh, look at you with the wisdom. But it was Babe Ruth. So it's a quote that's like coming up on 100 years old, and Babe Ruth would know, So, I mean, that's great. And it still stands true today. So, yeah, I don't know why it turned me into a motivational rhymer. That's what it was. I did stumble on one of the rhymes though, because I was, I went into, it was after I said, did you know that Babe Ruth had more strikeouts than home runs? And then I go into this little rhyme scheme where I say, you could be a champion and still not go undefeated. You could win a fight that you lost some teeth in. You could win a game that you were trailing at the last minute, but as long as you don't give up, that cheap seat won't have your ass in it.
Listen, all I'm saying is Marshall Mathers ain't got shit on Beef Vegan.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, here, I'm going to send you this article that I thought was really interesting. So I just discovered, so obviously you're familiar with the Challenger explosion, right? I mean, you lived through it, right?
Yes, Lance. Thanks for reminding me. Yes.
Just wanted to, and that's the end of my story. I just want to see how old you are. Just kidding. So, and as you know, they sent up a teacher to go in the Challenger because they wanted to make space travel accessible to average people like you and me.
Mhm.
What you may not have known is that originally they were going to send Big Bird up there, the actor in the Big Bird suit, but the only reason why they didn't was because they couldn't make a spacesuit that would accommodate the actor still being in the Big Bird costume.
Man, wow, that is a fun fact. And honestly, they were
Mhm.
so lucky that didn't happen because we all watched the Challenger moment. If you were old enough, everyone watched that in school because the teacher was going to space for the first time. So that happened during the time where everyone's in the classroom, and every single classroom across the country had that television on watching it live. Now imagine, all right, an entire nation and generation of children who are fans of Sesame Street watch Big Bird blow up and disintegrate on live television. How do you ever bring Big Bird back to Sesame Street? It completely kills off the intellectual property. They would have to mourn the loss of Big Bird along with the other astronauts. So yeah, we would not have Big Bird here today. If that happened,
exactly. And you know what? I think sometimes we live in a very dark reality, but imagine being in the alternate universe where Big Bird got kaput in the Challenger.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a world that I want to live in.
Well, if that world doesn't have COVID, maybe I would.
You would trade Big Bird?
I would sacrifice Big Bird.
2020?
I would sacrifice Big Bird for the sake of not having to, have this financial turmoil that this country is going through, and the division and the COVID and all this other shit. So,
well, it's a good thing that you didn't make that decision, because I would have picked this reality. Because Big Bird is honestly one of the most iconic people in American history. I would say that
he's not a person; he's a bird.
Oh, that's fair. Do you think that bird people can run for president?
No, man. Ask reasonable questions. Bird people. Actually, bird people have ran for president. You're too young to remember Ross Perot.
Okay.
But a lot of people would consider him a bird person.
Gotcha.
Let's see. There's
a lot of people consider politicians to be reptiles. That's a whole.
That's reptilian, and that's a different side of the internet.
Reptilians are fine, but not bird people.
I would suggest you stay away from that part of the internet, there, Lance.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's different, but there's been many bird-like creatures. I mean, Ted Cruz.
I thought he was a reptile. I don't. You know what? I think that it would be.
Can't be. No. He can't be. Well, actually, I'm not talking about it because that's political. So let's get away from that.
Gotcha.
Let me hit the reset. Yeah. Well, I'm talking to the streamers. We're gonna hit the reset and get Lance off of the dark web real quick.
Damn, that's fair. That's fair. I have no opinions. Only knowledge of reptiles.
No.
So what can I say? I like frogs and lizards and such.
Yes, they're awesome. You're running me in circles. I don't know which way you're going in conversations, Lance.
I know. I have ADHD.
I know. I'm trying to catch up. I'm like, we're talking about reptilians now. Jesus. All right.
You try being anybody who talks to me on a daily basis. I think most people, they just get over it. They're like, you know what? Like, this is where the conversation is now. We're talking about reptiles. We're talking about frogs. Speaking of frogs, I found a Colorado river toad in my yard this week.
You got a picture of it?
I do, actually.
Send it to me.
I will. You want me to email it to you?
Yeah, email it to me so I can pop it up on the screen. That I want to see. Plus, I want to know, how did you know it was a Colorado River frog? Did you Google it?
No, I had a friend who told me, they were like, yo, be careful. That's a Colorado river toad. Like, they'll give you the trippies.
Wait a second. Well, then did you lick it?
Oh, I thought about it. No, actually, I tweeted it out, and I said, I tweeted, apparently this is a Colorado river toad, and if I lick it, I will see God. And a lot of people came at me and were like, don't lick it. That's not appropriate. First of all, you'd have to milk it in order to get a proper DMT experience.
Okay.
But also apparently that's frowned upon to
milk frogs.
Milk frogs, yeah.
Well, because you got to get your fingers all tight and then kind of jerk it off and everything, and it's just weird. You got to ask for consent, and frogs can't give consent.
Exactly.
And you for sure it's a frog that you could trip off of. That's one of those psychedelic
It
frogs.
absolutely is. Yep. And I looked it up afterwards. Apparently they come out pretty frequently during the monsoon season. I haven't had a pool before, so I haven't really seen a lot of frogs in my yard. I don't know. Do you have a pool or live near a pool, like a community pool or anything like that?
Not right now. I don't know.
Gotcha. Well, in the monsoon season, it seems like a lot of frogs and lizards tend to, migrate towards those.
Yes.
And so
I've had pools in the past. I've grown up in Arizona, so yeah, I get what you're saying.
So you know what's up with it. And so I don't usually see like frogs and such like over the summer, but I am this summer, and that's pretty dope. Let me get this over to you right now.
Yeah, I thought you were sending it while you were speaking.
I have ADHD. I can talk about multiple things at the same time, but I can't do two things at the same time.
Right. Vegan Egan says it's basically DMT. Went out on the golf course a few times during active season and caught a few big ones. Nice. Okay, this was a weird topic to walk in on. Good morning, Jennifer. Yes. Yeah, we're talking about psychedelic frogs. We're about to show you a picture of the frog that Lance came across, which is pretty cool.
Right now. Yep, just sent.
Hold on a second. All right, ready? I'm about to switch off this AC/DC. Playlist was heavy on the classic rock this morning. I was like, whoa. So I didn't notice that, and that was my fault. So I would not have played that immediately. All right. So sorry if that was silent. You saw me looking and thinking.
Yeah.
Did you send that frog?
I did send the frog.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
They said, be careful with this message. Lance Fairchild has never sent you messages using this email address. What email address?
I used it. I sent it from like my photo thing. So I used like the mail app instead of the Gmail app.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm sending you malware.
I just want to make sure they're like, okay, look at that thing. That thing is beautiful.
Yeah, isn't it cool? Like that's why. Like actually, my 12-year-old brother was showing it to me. He was like, "Hey, look at this frog." I was like, "Damn, that's pretty cool." So good thing that he didn't lick it either, right? Apparently, you've also got to watch out for your dogs eating them. Your dog won't have a psychedelic experience because they've got different brain chemistry, but they could definitely be toxic to them.
Yeah. Hello, the Foshi. Yeah, that thing is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
Yeah, he's a trippy little dude.
Did you keep him?
No, I wish. I did have I had a split moment where I was like, when I found out that these frogs or toads, sorry, are the psychedelic variant, I definitely thought about maybe like putting them in a little enclosure. Unfortunately, though, I did find a drowned toad in my pool, so I wonder if that was the same one or a different one.
Okay,
because I could have saved his poor little frog life. Actually, it was a girl because she had eggs.
Okay, well that's cool. Yeah. So Bree's asking why I lick the frog, and that's because it's one of those psychedelic frogs where people get high, trip off DMT basically from doing that. But you don't just lick it; you milk it, and that's what we found out. And so
yeah, 5-MeO-DMT I think is the proper term for it. And it is known as probably the most intense psychedelic out there.
Yeah, I always want to know that too, Eric. That's something that questions we'll never have answers for. Like, who was the first person to lick this frog to know that this frog would get them high? How did they figure that out? You know what I mean?
I think about that a lot with a lot of things.
With a lot of things, even just weed. And there's so many different things where you're just like, hey, if I smoke this, I'm gonna get high, or I'll feel different. How do you know?
My favorite thing is the invention of condoms, that somebody's like, I'm just gonna put like animal intestines over my member.
Yeah. Big Daddy Tucson's a big fan of DJ Lance Fairchild.
I'm a big fan of Big Daddy Tucson.
I got to get this all on
we got
the same page.
The Foshi, what is up on Twitch?
Yeah, the Foshi. Yeah, say what's up to the Foshi on Twitch. Yeah, Big Daddy Tucson. It says Lance is my favorite co-host.
You're my favorite viewer. Just kidding. Like I'm like, can I say that? I mean, like I like everybody.
You're rambling. See, you made him nervous. You made him nervous, Big Daddy Tucson. Just take the compliment. Be like, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see.
Never been anybody's favorite anything.
Oh, that's nonsense. We just heard your score report last week.
Oh,
pretty sure you were Lexi's favorite.
Yeah, I'm a favorite for a few people in that aspect. But as an entertainer, that's a new one.
Yes. And you said you're performing at a festival this weekend?
Oh man, I wish I was performing at this festival. I have a couple friends who are going to be performing at Hard Summer.
Oh, stop. Let me ask you this. I saw that you were selling a VIP wristband for $300 and that you bought it for $400.
I bought it for $400. I could not sell it. That's why I'm going.
You're taking the loss on this? Because that's bad business, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
It's bad business?
Yeah. To buy something for $400 and sell it for $300?
Yeah, exactly. So now the loss that I'm taking is just going.
Okay. Well, at least you'll get to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I tried selling it for the $400 for about 2 months. It was a little difficult trying to find somebody to purchase it because they didn't send the wristband until the week of, as well as the fact that usually whenever you buy tickets nowadays, they're like the QR code.
Yeah, no.
Like the
in
like
fact,
little,
actually, Live Nation is moving to a strictly digital ticket format, and it's not digital tickets that you could print up. So you'd have to show a smartphone. So people who don't have smartphones don't get into Live Nation ticket or concerts. And we know this because when we give away tickets at our Live Nation events, and they're the biggest concert promoter in the nation, it's complicated, and we have to give. It's even more complicated for the winners on the classic rock station because a lot of them don't even have the smartphones or aren't caught up to that technology. So it's a pain in the ass, and it's frustrating them, and it's understandable too. But it frustrates us as well. Mucho, who's in charge of all this stuff, has to deal with this on a regular basis. And the key is they give you an email. The QR code changes every single time you pull it up. So you can't screenshot it and use it because, like it will, I think it expires after a certain amount of time. It's very complicated. They're doing this, of course, to prevent people from scalping. Mm-hmm. And but it prevents our listeners from gifting tickets that they won to other people, so it's not cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the other thing too is that these companies are still stingy about refunds.
Oh yeah,
because like I even paid extra on that wristband for the ability. I paid $20 extra for the ability to refund my wristband or resell it on through their reselling website, and they said no.
Yes, and so you get screwed out of money. Well, you could have made your money back, but I mean, because if your immediate friends aren't the ones that are going to buy it, you could definitely find someone online that would, and bam. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. I'm still gonna have a blast. Yeah. It's like, oh, poor me. I just have to go to a 2-day music festival with a bunch of girls and party. It's rough.
Yeah, nobody feels bad for you. All right. We got 1 minute. We're about to do F My Life. So I do want to hit the reset. I got to get everything together as far as my sound drops, bed music, the whole nine. And if you have an F My Life, care to share, email me at beef@kfma.com or give us a call. I need my number. All right, so yeah, let me get backstage real quick. We're going to be right back here live. Go nowhere. Where are you going? Nowhere.
All right, so how does this F my life signal?
It's fun though. You're gonna like it. All right, here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA's Beef Vegan presents, and we're going to switch things up here on a Thursday. Normally on Fridays at 8 o'clock, we do F My Life. We're still going to do that. But I decided yesterday that I have too much fun with these F My Lives, and you've been emailing me so many of them. And every time that I've done F My Life, I get a phone call or two of somebody that's calling in to share their F My Life experience. So if you have an F My Life you care to share, you can give me a call at 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362, or continue to email me at beef@kfma.com. It's very simple. The easiest. All right. So these are unfortunate situations, embarrassing situations that you find yourself in. We're going to weigh in on whether or not your life is effed. So we'll start off with this first one. Today, I realized I'm extremely sexually attracted to my physical therapist. It doesn't help that treatment involves me spending the entire appointment naked from the waist down. Oh, that's a rough one. DJ Lance Fairchild, would you consider that an F My Life?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty natural.
It's natural to be attracted to your physical
so
therapist?
long as you don't do anything about it.
Well, the problem is when you're naked from the waist down, she could see that you're attracted to her.
Ah, that's fair.
Right.
Gotta think about like nuns and stuff.
Yeah. You know what? But I agree with you. I'm going to say big baby. As a grown adult, you shouldn't be embarrassed of your boner. That's a middle school thing. Right. All right. Moving forward. All right. Today, my boyfriend and father of my son announced that he's leaving me for my best friend. Wait. His reasoning is that he feels bad that she's a single mom. When I pointed out to him that by leaving me, I'd also be a single mom, he responded with, but at least she has her pre-pregnancy body back.
Oh my God.
Oh, what do you think about that, Lance?
No, F that guy.
Yeah.
F my life, but also F that guy.
All right, we're going to say, yes, F my life for sure. I got bed music and sound effects all on the same channel, so excuse my mix. All right, next, F My Life. We got 3 more to go. Of course, if you have an F My Life that's comparable, anything embarrassing, you can give me a call, 600 KFMA. All right, next situation. Today, my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend just moved in with his mom. My boyfriend's ex-girlfriend just moved in with his mom. They've been in my face knitting and baking bread together.
Oh, that's cute and wholesome.
No, man. All right, you say F My Life or big baby?
F my life, but also that's wholesome.
I don't know. I've had situations like this where, my mom is buddied up with my ex and you're trying to get an ex out of your life. And especially if you move forward into a relationship with somebody new, having that ex constantly around and teaming up with your family is uncomfortable to say the least.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm friends with my ex's mom, so.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. I talk to her more than my ex.
You're that guy, huh?
I'm that guy. Yeah, that's why it's wholesome to me.
So she probably cringes every time you're like talking with her or hanging out with her.
That might have been my ex-girlfriend who sent that.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Does your ex-mom always tell her daughter that she should get back with DJ Lance Fairchild?
I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. All right. Well, we're saying F My Life in this situation. All right. Next situation. Today, I found out that my husband sent 3,000 friend requests to random women on Facebook.
That is scum.
He says it's no big deal and it doesn't mean anything. What do you say, Lance?
F my life.
Yeah, that's super creeper level.
Yeah, that's creepy. Yeah, that ain't it, King.
Seriously, even my buddy Rick on the stream isn't that creepy. He only sent out 2,000.
2,500 is the go-to.
And final F My Life of the day that I got through email, beef@kfma.com. Today, I graduated my best friend and his wife on their 3rd pregnancy in 3 years. It then dawned on me that they've had more sex in 3 years of marriage than I've had in 6 years of mine.
Oh, that is a huge L. That is FML. That is not for me.
I doubled F my life on that one.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
They have 3 kids, and that's more sex than you've had. You're averaging 0.5 or less than 0.5 times banging a year. Ugh.
I think he needs to hit the swinger trailer park.
Good callback, Lance. All right. When we come back, this is Take Your Kid to Work Day gone wrong, the Crackhead edition that I'm going to share with you next on Beef Vegan Presents. Clear.
Cool. Are callbacks okay?
Yeah. Callbacks are good. Callbacks are good for the ones listening. I'll tell you what, though. It's difficult. You got to understand that most people listening to the radio part did not get that reference.
Gotcha.
Because there's a new audience every 15 minutes.
Okay, that's something that I didn't consider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all new stuff because people driving to work, right? So there's a lot of rollover, and that's why I considered, because I've been doing F My Life on Fridays at 8, and we have a good time with them.
I like that. I like that segment. That's fun.
Right, and I'm like, you know what? That was a benchmark of mine that I used to do every day, and I'm like, fuck it. Bring it back every day. I'm just gonna do it different hours. So like today, I did it at 7. Tomorrow I do it at 8. So the people that listen today would have no clue that I'm doing it tomorrow.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it stays fresh.
Yes, 100%. So
because if people are driving to work at the same time every day and they hear only the same segment over and over, they're gonna get sick of it.
That's right. And they do. They do. Unless they're late. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. At that point, if you're married for 6 years and only have sex like twice,
that is so unfortunate. Like, I think that sex is a big thing for me. I'm sure it's the same for you. I'm sure it's the same for most of the population. So, especially, I mean, it's one thing if you're like asexual. It's like, oh, like I don't want to, but that does not sound like they're having a very successful marriage.
Yeah, that's funny. Rick said you should see some of my DMs to Mari. We'll see. We will see your DMs to Mari on Monday when we do Mari's dirty DMs. So,
oh my God, Mari's doing dirty DMs.
Oh yeah, she gets a ton of them.
Oh man, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so we do that on Monday, or whenever Mari's in.
I think that if you're gonna send dirty DMs to somebody, you should at least Venmo them.
That is a modern
money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know what Venmo is, but you're explaining to the streamers.
Yeah, to the streamers.
I think they know as well.
I think it's pretty universal, but you never know.
Yeah. All right, let me hit the reset here. We got more Beef Vegan Presents, and we got our Crackhead Take Your Kid to Work Day story that you don't want to miss. It's pretty nutty. And it's next. This segment brought to you by Farm Bureau. For over 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services has been here for you, and there's still a phone call or email away. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it. Somebody, like as a team, you just won them tickets, so they'll forever be endeared. Like that's my boy Lance. That's my boy. He helped me win Cypress Hill tickets, right? So now they got a new favorite, and so so that's the way we do that. All right, I got a clip I want to play for you real quick before we do our Take Your Kid to Crime Day segment. That's what I'm calling it. You like that? Take Your Kid to Crime Day. I don't get into politics, but there was a congressman who channeled Fergie on the dance floor. I said that right? Fergie,
you know, yeah, Fergalicious.
Fergalicious, yes. And that's exactly the song that this representative, Sean Casten, put in his speech. A Fergie quote. Now, Fergalicious came out 2003. I remember this fondly, not that fondly, but because I was still in the clubs, like DJing around that time.
Yeah, Fergalicious still hits.
It does still hit. The women do love Fergalicious for sure. It's one of those timeless dance tracks. But still, you should not be showing your cards that you're a Fergie fan when you're on the Congress floor. Let's listen to this guy's speech real quick. This is weird.
I rise to continue our celebration of Hot Ferg Summer. As climate activist Fergie would certainly say, the Fergalicious definition is to make our planet cooler. So listen up, y'all, because this is it. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, better known as the F to the E to the R to the C, having a well air-conditioned home when it's hot, hot. That's Fergalicious. Get your electricity from the lowest cost reliable source, Fergalicious. An electric transmission system that keeps everything from electric vehicles to steel mills running with zero carbon electricity. Fergalicious.
Ugh.
Fergalicious def.
Oh, you didn't hear any of that. I forgot.
No, I can't.
God
I can't hear
damn it.
that. Yeah,
That was my fault. That was my
that's
fault.
my bad. I should have stayed something. I forgot that. I should probably comment on it.
Your stream
my
dropped
bad.
out too.
Oh damn. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to refresh my Google.
Okay, so it's low volume. Let me try it one more time, even though it made me cringe listening to it the first time. Check this out.
I rise to continue our celebration of Hot Ferg Summer. As climate activist Fergie would certainly say, the Fergalicious definition is to make our planet cooler. So listen up, y'all, because this is it.
He felt so cool when he said that.
No, he did not.
Having a well air-conditioned home when it's hot, hot. That's Fergalicious. Getting your electricity from the lowest cost reliable source, Fergalicious. An electric transmission system that keeps everything from electric vehicles to steel mills running with zero carbon electricity. Fergalicious.
And I went to bag on it, but at the same time, I'm like, I just did the same thing at 650. I mean, I basically did the same thing in my Simone Biles quote of the day rant. So as much as I hate it, I did it. I get it. If I was a congressman, what am I going to do? I'm going to quote 50 Cent in the club?
Sometimes you gotta.
I probably would. That's the problem. So don't vote me into Congress. I'm going to run someday.
Be vegan for president.
Right. But do not vote for me because
I might not vote for you, but I would definitely vote for BVP for the VP, if you know what I'm saying.
for vice president.
Yep. I would vote for you for vice president.
Okay. Here we go. Let's get into, we got our Take Your Kid to Crime Day story. 10 seconds. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents, and I'm titling this segment Take Your Kid to Crime Day. Now, everyone knows about the Take Your Kid to Work Day, and this is a situation that's very similar because if your work is robbing people, I guess if you're going to take your kid to work on that day, you're going to take them to an act of crime. And that's what a woman in North Carolina did. And she's accused of taking her 7-month-old son to a break-in. A 7-month-old. So, I mean, you can't get a babysitter for a 7-month-old on short notice when you find someone you need to rob real quick. She was found with a number of items, and of course, pills, drugs was definitely the motive here. And they pressed charges against a 28-year-old. Basically, what she did, she broke into the home carrying the kid, and then just ransacked the home, where she stole medication, a power saw, coins, knives, socks, jewelry. The whole nine.
The essentials.
The essentials, I guess. I mean, if you're going to steal pills, and it's even difficult for me to say. It's difficult for me to wrap my mind around this stuff. This is why, I don't know. I have lots of successful, intelligent friends, and I have a few of them that find it very difficult to have a kid. It's very much like the movie Idiocracy, right? They're so smart and good looking that you want them to breed, but they were waiting for the right time, and maybe it closed the window of the opportunity for them to have kids. Meanwhile, we have this 28-year-old Jenny Skidmore Real.
Skidmore.
That's her name, legitimately. And full-blown crackhead popping out babies and creating like baby's first felony before she's 1 year old.
Damn, I at least they're teaching their child how to make some money, right? Make some profit.
Well, I'm not teaching them the right way, Lance, but yeah. So the dumb ones, they breed because they just bang.
Mm-hmm.
The smart ones, they try to plan it out all properly and responsibly, and a lot of times they miss their window of opportunity, and it's sad. It's not boding well for us in the long run. I don't think it'll work out for us. But I will say this: I like to look optimistically, look at the silver lining, the bright side, if you will. You ever meet that friend who tries to be over the top braggadocious, saying, "Oh, I've been smoking weed since," and it's always way before you. Now this kid say, "I've been stealing and robbing homes since I was 7 months old." Legitimately, that's a cool kid right there.
I want to be friends with them, although I don't think that my mom would want that.
No, even to this day.
Nope.
Yeah, wouldn't even want you hanging out with a 7-month-old felon. So there's your Take Your Kid to Crime story. When we return, Casa Bonita. Are you a fan of South Park, Lance?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course, Casa Bonita became a staple in South Park. I got big news on the real life Casa Bonita and how that involves Trey Parker and Matt Stone. This is a cool story you don't want to miss. It's next on Beef Vegan Presents. Clear. All right, here we go. Wow.
Sweet. I got all my tabs reopened. I was like in the process of doing that I'm like,
yeah, I was looking. I was like, oh, what happened here?
Yeah, I was like, so like my like Facebook stream started like acting up, and then I was like, oh man, like I should just close out of that one, but I exited out forgetting about the StreamYard, and then I was like, dang it, that was on me. That was user error.
No worries. We're all good, buddy. I have a lot of stuff I got to do after the show today. Continue to prep here for Friday. Tomorrow morning, jam-packed show all day long. And then we should have Spears in, hopefully by 8 today. Talk some sports. He'll get us caught up and then also play a game, give away Cypress Hill tickets, all that good stuff. And I actually have tickets to give away for Tucson Sugar Skulls as well. So I think I'm going to do 5-second rule for that. Just a straight up 5-second rule with listeners. I'm trying to catch up. I only saw Jennifer's comment, but a good D is a plus without any backstory or reference. So I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm intrigued. Now I kind of want to know what the hell are you talking about? Let's see. Bree agreed with Jennifer. Even more intrigued. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's the original comment. He doesn't need to have a fat wallet, but he does need to be able to pay his way. I'll pay my own way. But good D is a plus. Did I skip ahead?
Yeah, I'm trying to find where this conversation started.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I could click on here.
Let's see. Yeah, and who are we talking about, Jennifer? Okay, Shauna came in. Oh, okay, so Shauna did the initial comment saying, I agree, a great personality. Oh, we're talking about, okay, it was the dad jokes. I think it was because of the dad jokes.
Oh, yeah.
So let me
jokes.
recap. Yeah, let me read this. I agree, a great personality. Oh, and honesty, trust, and communication. Your wallet and your D shouldn't be qualification. Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
For someone who has little of both.
Everything else is a plus. Like sometimes whenever I'm talking to girls, I realize how low the bar has been set by other men, which for me makes me feel like a superstar, but also I feel like I just do the bare minimum sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
no, there are guys out there that definitely make it easy to look good.
And I just want to say, not that I'm trying to do the bare minimum. It's just like what I've always considered as somebody who was raised by women to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do Butthole Surfers in place of Blurry by Puddle of Mud. I think we've heard that enough this week. And got The Offspring. Casa Bonita's. This Casa Bonita story is super cool.
Yeah, I'm looking into this right now.
All right, what else? No more short shows. Yeah, what is okay. So Papillas. I don't know what M Juice is talking about. Let's go to the phones here. Let's see what we got. Rock on 2.1. Who's this?
ABC.
Hey, is this Stripper Robin?
The one in the owner.
Oh no, it's not.
This is Don.
Oh, it's Donovan. Hey, Donovan, everybody. Good morning, Donovan. How you doing, buddy? It's Thursday. I don't think I've heard from you all week, or maybe I heard from you Monday, but people were getting concerned. They were thinking you were listening to the other station. And I was like, Donovan wouldn't do that to me. You weren't listening to the other station, were you?
Only time I listen to KOPF, the only time I listen to that other station is only on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah? What's the big draw on Tuesdays? Why Tuesday?
Because Tuesday is 2 for Tuesday.
That's true. Tuesday is 2 for Tuesday, and I think they're still doing that. Yeah. Okay. What if I did?
But Mondays and Wednesdays and today,
KFMA.
I listen to you.
Okay, that's awesome. I'll tell you what. On Tuesdays, I'll start doing 3 for Tuesdays to compete with that other station, and there's no way they could even come back after a 3-peat. I'll be doing 3-peats on Tuesdays. It doesn't rhyme. It's not as catchy, but you get at least one more song, more bang for your buck. You know what I mean?
And I go for that. I like to tell her that.
What if I did this on Tuesdays? I'm trying to bring you back to KFMA on Tuesdays. What if I did 4 on Tuesdays? 4 for Tuesdays. So it's 4 songs from the same artist, and I'll even one up it. 1 song from the same artist 4 times in a row. So right now I'm playing The Offspring Come Out and Play. I play that song 4 times in a row. I call it the quadruple.
That's a quad drop right there.
A quad drop. There you
Quad
go.
drop.
Thank you, Lance. I needed backup on that. And so, yeah, a quad drop on a Tuesday. Would you be down for that?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, man. I mean, like radio, corporate radio in general likes to play the same songs over and over again, but I think they're doing it wrong. They need to play the same song over and
Only
over
the
again.
same song, yeah.
And then you're talking massive ratings. I mean, that's what people like.
If you do that, I guarantee you I will listen to you for the whole week.
Okay, so if I could only play one song over and over and over and over again, what song would that be?
Godsmack, Rise of the Legends.
That's an amazing song, dude. See, you should be programming this station. That's fantastic. That's an excellent suggestion. And maybe I'll do that on Tuesdays because we got to make it, we're competing with 2 for Tuesday. So we have to, pull people away from that station. We play the Godsmack nonstop the entire show.
Only Godsmack.
Only
the same
Godsmack.
Godsmack song.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I go for that.
Call it like the Infinity Loop or something. I mean, there's got to be. Yeah, I know you would go for that.
Loop.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, is that a decent idea? I'm trying to come up. Michael Bell says 4x4 Tuesdays, but that's different songs. It's got to be 4x1, Michael.
Yeah, I love a good 4 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. I like the sound of that. I really do.
Right. Well, that's good. I'm glad you do, buddy. I'm reading Spencer's comment on the stream real quick because you got everyone hearing you on the stream. So say hi to everybody, Donovan.
Hello, you people.
Yeah, they all love you. Spencer said, Beef, do you have an idea of what the previous DJ played? All too often, I hear the same songs as one DJ is leaving, hear it again with the incoming DJ, like within an hour of each other. I'll tell you what, Spencer, unfortunately, the days of the 1960s radio DJ disc jockey actually picking out and playing the music are a thing of the past. This stuff's all programmed for me. I have, music director and a program director. They plan out the songs. So I look to see what's played before, and I look to see what's played during my show. And I drop songs for the sake of time. And right now they're very protective of their playlists. So with the exception of me playing Slipknot yesterday because Joey Jorgensen passed away, I'm not necessarily allowed to put in music. In fact, actually, they're scared of my musical taste. And they don't want me to go in and just play a bunch of new music or play local music or play music that, that I think, fits the format. They have their idea of, they know exactly what they want played on the station. And it's above my pay grade. I'm not in a position to argue with them on what should be played. I'm only concerned about what's played during my show for the sake of time. So songs have been dropped this hour. Because we got content to do, and that's kind of the deal. So I don't blame anyone for the music they played from the day before, because again, they got a game plan of what they're playing and why they're playing it for the sake of ratings. So, and agree to disagree. That's where I'm at right now. Like it's not my hill to die on. It's a famous expression to say. Like I do not want to waste time creating, friction between my bosses by complaining about a playlist if I disagree with it. But I haven't really disagreed with what I've been playing here on the station. I've just been taking out songs that, I feel like either I've been overplaying around the same time every day or just for the sake of time. Sorry, did I bore you, Donovan? I don't mean to get into, talking shop, but sometimes I end up talking shop. Are you even still there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm playing Butthole Surfers Pepper right now. You remember that song? That song was awesome.
I haven't heard that song in a long time.
I'm going to play you a little clip.
Some will die in hot pursuit and fiery auto crashes. Some will die in hot pursuit while sifting through my ashes.
All right. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
Wasn't that awesome? What if I play that song 10 times in a row? I'll call it Thirsty Thursdays replay.
Throwing a little bit of Beck.
Listen,
Yeah. Okay.
any song you play on, if you play 4 songs, if you play the same artist, same song 4 times in a row,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it is. I don't care. You could do it.
I love it. Yeah.
That's
All
the
right.
green light right there.
That is the green light. 100% green light. And our Tuesdays will never sound the same. We're about to take over and dominate the radio airwaves on Thursdays with our 4x1 play. It's taking 2 for Tuesday and doubling it. You know what I mean?
I love a good deal.
Yeah, that's good. I like the sound of that. I really do.
Right. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Donovan. What other requests can I play for you this morning before I let you go and talk about South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone?
How about Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine?
That sounds like you're making a request on the other station. Let me get something in the last 20 years.
How about, I'm trying to think. How about some freaking How about any song from Metallica?
Yeah. Now we're talking. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Yeah. Can you do that line?
No.
Oh, yes, you can. It's an easy line. It's the best line of Metallica. Just do.
I'm telling you to. I really can't.
What if you say, give me a James Hetfield? Yeah.
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 Yeah. You make it sound all gangster. You sound like Drew Down or something from the 90s.
No.
I'm a pimp of the yeah.
But busy.
Okay, what?
I have to keep it. I have to say what I can't say out loud.
Okay.
I'm still asleep.
Got people listening. Yeah, you don't want to wake them up too much. Okay, so I'll do it for you. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is, my man. Donovan, everybody. Thank you so much for calling in, Donovan. You know I love you, buddy. Call back later, okay? Awesome. Yep, I got that Metallica coming up for you too, okay?
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. All right, there you go. Our daily dose of Donovan. Now you know who Donovan is, Lance.
That's a triple D right there.
Yeah, he's the man. He is the man. He keeps it real. He's showing me love this week. Sometimes he calls in just to hate.
You know what? Like sometimes constructive criticism is important.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not constructive. He just tells me I'm just not a good looking person.
Putting the D in Donovan.
Exactly. All right, 7 seconds. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the show. Beef Vegan Presents. Playing a bunch of great music this morning with my good friend DJ Lance Fairchild.
Oh, yeah. I'm loving the tunes we got.
Hell yeah. And we're working on our James Hetfield, off the air with our friend Donovan.
Here,
give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I do a better James Hetfield than you.
I think you do too.
That's fair.
You got more practice.
Thank you. All right. You know about Casa Bonita? This is a legendary spot in Colorado, Denver, Colorado.
Yes.
I've had friends have been there. I'm jealous that they've been there because I only really know of it and found out about it through South Park. And
I didn't even know it was a real place until today.
it's a real place. That's the thing. And South Park made it even more notorious and famous than it was before. But apparently it was like a landmark. It's been around since the early 70s in Colorado. And Trey Parker and Matt Stone grew up going there. And it would be like their Disneyland. The way Casa Bonita is portrayed in the show South Park is very similar to what it's like in real life. They do have that giant waterfall. They do have cliff divers. They do have a cave. They do have video games. And then they also have food. Well, there was bad news because during the pandemic, they had to shut down. And the company that owns Casa Bonita is actually based out of Arizona. They had to file for Chapter 11.
No.
Yes. That happened in April 6th. So they've been struggling financially, and now they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This is where Trey Parker and Matt Stone step in. They love this place so much that they're trying to buy it. 100%.
Nice.
Yes.
There we go.
They want to come in and seriously buy Casa Bonita, and not just because it needs help and they just want to give it some financial aid. They want to take that place over. They want to make it better than it's ever been. They said, we are absolutely trying to buy it. This is what Trey Parker said. And we are going to do everything we can. And we want to make it right. And we want to make it amazing. Now, this is exciting news, not just for people in the Denver or Colorado area that are fans of Casa Bonita growing up, but this is good news for us. If we visit that place, we're going to want to check out Casa Bonita because you have an opportunity. Two creative geniuses, arguably, but no doubt, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, who have an affection for this place so much so that this is one of those rare situations and examples where somebody with money is actually passionately doing a project because they want to make it the best. They grew up, the way that they looked at Casa Bonita was this holy grail of fun. The way that Cartman puts Casa Bonita on the pedestal is the way that Trey Parker does. They're two in the same. They really love that place. They utilize Casa Bonita as downloaded content on their video games in the past. It's been featured on the show numerous times. And now they're like, if we get the opportunity, first things first, we're going to redo the menu. The menu is going to be phenomenal. We're going to make sure the games are top notch. We're going to do everything to make this the paradise that it should be. And I'm excited. So good luck to Trey Parker, Matt Stone. Now, there are things that are getting in the way, and the company that filed for Chapter 11 doesn't necessarily want to sell Casa Bonita. Chapter 11 is just to kind of protect them financially. So they're not just out of business, but they know this is kind of like their big money grabber too. But if Trey Parker, Matt Stone, they have South Park money. That's FU money, if you don't understand. That means that they could put in a huge offer if they choose to, an offer that this company possibly won't be able to refuse. So my fingers are crossed. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. And then once we get past pandemic, or even if they take it over and remodel it like next year, road trip, baby.
Let's go to field trip.
Yeah, we got to go to Casa Bonita.
Casa Bonita beef vegan field trip.
All right, coming up next, we still have tickets to give away for Cypress Hill in Atmosphere. We're going to be doing that in the 8 o'clock hour. And Wolfgang Van Halen just had his first show. I got clips of that, and I'm impressed. I'll share that with you next on Beef Vegan Presents. I said next twice, but you get the drift.
Double the next, double the tracks.
You're right.
Sorry, quadruple the tracks.
Yeah, you got to quadruple that. All right, here we go. We got to hit backstage at the reset. Be right back. Let me play some metal music for my buddy Donovan. All right. Let's see. We're at the top of the hour. We're still waiting for word on what is it? Spears, Justin Spears. That's
Gotcha.
spaced out, yeah. See what time he's coming in.
Yeah. If he's not on the way, should we just like switch around some?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
I'll lead the way, my friend.
Perfect.
I still have that Wolfgang thing that I do want to play clips from because it is pretty good. Again, I was surprised. Actually, I shouldn't be that surprised. And I just talked to Wolfgang Van Halen like 2 weeks ago, right? They had me do an interview in the afternoon, which is not necessarily the best time for me because I wake up.
You're in bed by 3 p.m.
Yeah. And that was the time I had to do the interview. But we did it. We did a little live stream interview, tested the stream out and everything else. And it worked out good. And he is a sweet man. He's a nice kid. You know, all those things.
Yeah, you were saying that before, that he's a really nice guy.
Yeah. You know, but at the same time, like I said, it was like he grew up rich and, you know, had everything. He definitely had the best musical influences and teachers in his dad and his uncle. And genetically speaking, he's like a 5th generation musician or something. Cause I know Eddie Van Halen wasn't the first. I know that he inherited some talent from his family. So I knew that he could be good, but see the problem with, you know, kids that grew up rich and creating art is when you don't have that kind of adversity or that pain and struggle, you don't necessarily create great art that translates and connects to people. But, you know, maybe he had songwriters that worked with him, but it's my understanding that this album, Mammoth WVH, is 100% him. And when I say 100%, like he wrote it and then he tracked every instrument and then he sang.
Oh, like Tame Impala.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with Tame Impala, but
I'm super familiar with Tame Impala. I'm the hipster
I always
king.
thought it was a band. It's one guy doing every single instrument.
Well, they have a band as well.
Yeah, but when they record, it's just like the one guy.
Yeah. So he did this, and you know, even if you take away all of the musical ability, which is impressive because the songs they slap. His singing voice, his vocals are outrageously good, and I'm talking live. So I'm going to play these clips, and hopefully you could hear them well on the stream. If not, you will be able to hear them well on the radio, and you could hear him singing. And he's not tracking. You could tell the difference when a band tracks. He's singing these vocals live, and he's nailing it. And I'm like, okay, I'll shut up. All my doubt, and I wasn't coming in railing against Mammoth WVH or Wolfgang Van Halen. I kept these thoughts to myself for the most part, right? But I had my doubts, and I was wrong, and I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong. Wolfgang Van Halen is the real deal. That's a big deal for Wolfgang. Somebody should email him and let him know.
You know what I just learned is, are you familiar with Julian Casablanca?
Yes,
from the Strokes. Yeah, I think that a lot of their music sounds very distraught and kind of painful. I mean, kind of in a fun way though, a little bit of fun pain. But yeah, all those guys also came from music and from wealth as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I haven't really connected with the Strokes. I mean, there's some things I've rocked them in live, but the Strokes, for the most part, most of their catalog sounds exactly the same. They do have, I do like Machu Picchu is one of their songs that I really enjoy.
Yeah, Machu Picchu is a good one. I'm big into the Strokes.
It's a cool thing to like the Strokes. They were the New York cool, and they're still cool because of that. I had a clip. Speaking of Julian, I think he threw out a first pitch, and I'm trying to find where that clip was, but I lost it. Yeah, so he just threw out a first pitch of the baseball or at a baseball game, which, you know, didn't know he was a baseball fan. Another Julian Casablancas fact is that he gave his coat to comedian John Maloney.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So this coat was like
John Mulaney?
John Mulaney. That's what I meant. Yeah, so I was spacing. I apologize. Thank you for that. So yeah, he gave his coat. He had this rock star coat And John Mulaney was all coked up. And this is hindsight that I know this. All coked up, partying with Julian, being like, I really like your coat. And Julian's like, here, have it, right? And gave him this coat. And it's an awesome coat. And I know this story because John Mulaney told this story on Late Night with Seth Meyers. Now, in hindsight, this is shortly before he went to rehab. He told the story wearing sunglasses, completely coked out of his mind. And then it made sense because at first when he told this story, I'm like, why would they be hanging out that closely to the point where Julian's like, take my coat? That sounds like a cocaine conversation, right?
I've had a conversation like that before. I one time complimented somebody's t-shirt. They're like, you like it? Here, have it. I wore 2 t-shirts that night.
Exactly. Right.
Mhm.
So that immediately struck. It was odd to me. I was like, I think he's partying. And then sure enough, like the next week, he gets admitted to rehab and it's because of his cocaine addiction. And I'm like, now I know why the rock star gave the comedian the coat off his back. Cocaine. It's usually the answer to most of these things.
I mean, they're both from New York too. You know, there's that love.
Yeah. Oh, John Mulaney. He's doing better now. I think he's recording or getting ready to release another comedy special. And
oh, I'm excited for that. I love John Mulaney. I love his show Big Mouth too. That's on Netflix. Or at least the first season was good. I'm not such a big fan of the second 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there's 4 now.
Yeah, the last season wasn't fantastic.
Yeah, it was not.
But you could blame that on the cocaine.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
He does not look like the kind of person who would be cocaine addict, although I think that a lot of comedians are cocaine addicts from whatever.
Well, addicts or just partiers, who knows? For John Mulaney, it was an addiction, but yeah, that surprised me. He did seem like the nerdy straight edge type, so he surprised everybody. But there were some telltale signs that we didn't pick up on. In hindsight, makes sense. Like here's one: he frequently talked about his close relationship with Pete Davidson. He hung out with Pete Davidson all the time. Now, Pete Davidson has a reputation, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is his reputation, Lance?
His reputation is doing a lot of drugs.
Right. A lot of drugs,
Yeah.
a lot of partying, a lot of weed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, well, it's weird that a straight edge nerd guy hangs out with a guy that likes to party and do a lot of drugs all the time.
Plot twist, they're both partying and doing drugs all the time.
Exactly.
One's just a little bit more out there about it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And especially like I think of, well, so there was one thing that he said in one of his specials that when he graduated from college, he was sweating out ecstasy and vodka. And I was like, damn, this guy does ecstasy? Like, this guy does not look like the type, but
John Mulaney fucks. Yeah.
Yeah, he fucks, dude.
That's a fact. Yeah. And he did just file for divorce. So that's the unfortunate thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why, an extra reason why you should be excited about his next comedy special, because whenever a great comedian, and John Mulaney is a great comedian.
Oh, absolutely.
Goes through turmoil like this, and personal lows, like that is the muse, that is the fuel in the tank to create. So I think from that we should get his best comedy special to date. I would be disappointed if it was anything less than his best. Now, I know you can fry some brain cells if you're doing as much cocaine as John Mulaney was allegedly doing, but at the same time, he's had a very, very, very stressful and difficult year, and this could be everything that he needs to be able to create a banger.
Put him back up on top.
Yeah, I mean,
I love to see it for him.
He didn't fall too far down. He
Yeah.
didn't get busted with cocaine and hookers in an alley. You know, he admitted himself. We don't know how low his rock bottom was, but I'm sure it was pretty intense, but it was a private. We only found out after the fact. Now, if we found out leading up to it, I'm sure it'd be more of a personal thing. But
well, you see this in music as well, as like whenever people like go through rehab, like their music is either like the best or the worst, you know, like just from the experiences of it. Look at 3 Days Grace's one X album.
Yeah,
you know, like they made their whole career off of a rehab stay.
Yeah, and that's a great place to write. Thank you, Eric, but no, we're good. It's Dunkin' Donut Day here at the station, and again, we still can't have people just dropping off food, but I do appreciate the offer. It's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. I appreciate the offer. I'm down with the emotional donut that you just served me.
Yeah. And Todd Marley said, "This is why Beef tries to make everybody cry. He just wants you to make art." And go, see? Now you're creative. You're welcome. So the big question today, the cliffhanger question that we're doing, will Lance Fairchild cry? Can we make him cry?
I just might. I think about it every Thursday.
What if I pulled up like a super sad story and played you emotional bed music?
Oh yeah, I was pulling back the tears. I didn't know if it was appropriate for me to cry on the stream.
Spears just texted me, "Hey Beef, I'm just now seeing this." I texted him yesterday at 3. Hey, can you come in at 8? That's fine.
That's totally a me thing. I'm good at responding to you, but some people not so much.
I mean, this nice guy that Justin Spears is like, "Do you still want me to come in?" Because they didn't see that. I was like, "Hey, Spears coming in at 8," because I was going to do Animal Sound Off right now. If Spears came in and had them compete against each other and then move into other segments that we have planned, including sports. But he just now got it. And then so he can't come in by 8 o'clock. And now he's like, "Oh, I'm late. Do you want me to come in still?" Like, I'm not paying you. And yes, I still want you to come in. So you're not necessarily late. You're only really late. If it's a paying gig, you're a guest. I mean, I guess you're still kind of late, but I don't know. I said it last minute, with Lance, what time did I text you yesterday?
That's a great question. Let me double check.
Or was it Wednesday? No, yesterday was Wednesday.
It was yesterday, but you asked me at 3 o'clock.
Okay, yeah.
Around the same time.
Yeah, so that's a good enough heads up, and I appreciate you being able to come in. I was gonna have Big Bo Awesome open the show, and then Lance usually comes in around 7. And Bo texted me yesterday, and unfortunately he has to fill in for his boss at work for the next 2 weeks. And he's being overly apologetic, and I'm like, please don't apologize, dude. You got to take care of your family first and foremost. And the door's open. We'll keep the seat warm. We're fine.
I'll keep the seat nice and warm for him.
Lance has been doing great
in that seat, so I'm literally keeping the seat warm for him.
Yeah, no, you were gonna sit in that other seat, and I'm like, no, buddy, not today, buddy.
This is the hot seat right here.
Yeah,
we're toasting it.
All right. Well, all right. I do have the Wolfgang stuff. I'm saving Animal Sound Off, and then this hour we're gonna do this lineal words of the week. I came across a bunch. The internet's apparently lying.
Yeah, the internet's a big liar. I looked over these. I think that it's BS. Like, I don't think that these are real words that the kids are using.
That's good, and we're gonna break that down because honestly, I trust Lance over the internet when it comes to cool lingo that kids are using. Like, this guy is tapped in. He's gonna know what the cool kids are saying. And if Google's saying this is what cool kids are saying, well, Google's a bunch of nerds just updating their browsers. So I'm going with Lance's words. So we'll see where I was wrong in putting together some of these words. We won't do all of them. I just wanted to put together a large list, and then Lance came up with a list of his own as well. And then also today, we might have time to talk about this man who posted a list of people he banned from his property. This list is crazy, though. The list has 400 people. 400 people on it.
Dude, there's some banger people he has on that list.
It is a who's who. It really is.
I'm honestly upset that I'm not on the list. Like, I wish that I was included.
You're not big enough yet, dude.
I'm not big enough. I hope that in the next 5 to 10 years, I could be on that list.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, that's definitely a 10-year plan for me.
All right. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully you get there, bud. All right, let me get my games here. 1 minute. Lots of fun. Todd says seat 3 wants to kill people. Well, yeah, that seat sucks. That is true. All right, about 53 seconds. Let's get into this.
Are we doing the Wolfgang?
Yeah, I'll talk a little Wolfgang and then do.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I haven't listened to any of his new music, so.
Oh, you're gonna be impressed.
Live reactions.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're doing. We're just doing live reactions. All right, 30 seconds. Getting on. Rock 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents, and we got so much stuff that we got to get in the next 2 hours. We're going to have our good friend Justin Spears from ESPN Radio hanging out with us here in a little bit, talking some sports ball. We're also going to have him compete against DJ Lance Fairchild in a game called Animal Sound Off for your opportunity to win tickets to Cypress Hill. I'm going to give away tickets for the Tucson Sugar Skulls here in a couple minutes. But first, I do want to talk about Wolfgang Van Halen, because he just performed last night in the Midwest somewhere, and it was a surprise show. So he announced it the day before. The venue is about a 500-person venue, but it sold out immediately. So the buzz is behind him. You know, Distance, we've been playing on the show and the station here for a couple weeks. It's the #1 rock song in the country, and well-deserved. It's a super catchy song that I like a lot. But there's videos of his performance. And again, this is all in preparation. Mammoth WVH had never performed in front of a live audience before. Okay, so keep that in mind. They're slated to open up for Guns N' Roses in August. They're going on a world tour with Guns N' Roses, opening up in front of 20,000 people each and every night for the next couple months. So that's a lot of pressure for your first time performing live in front of people as a new band. Now, granted, Wolfgang Van Halen has been performing in front of people for years, since he was a teenager with his dad in front of a lot of people. So he's got the training. He's got the chops. The musicians that he's got around him, all hired guns, right? All pros, are all going to be spot on. And remember, the music that he made on this album that they just released, he did 100% of it. He wrote the lyrics, he sang the lyrics, and he tracked every single instrument. So that's impressive in its own self. But then I'm seeing just the live phone recordings of this kid performing, and listen to how good he sounds doing Distance. Check this out, Lance. You hear that part?
Man's got soul.
Yeah, look at listen again. That yeah. I'm in.
I'm with it.
I'm
Yeah.
sold. Wolfgang Van Halen and Mammoth WVH are the real deal. And honestly, in a time when rock needs bands that are the real deal, there you go. Just that clip alone. I went down the rabbit hole on Twitter. There's plenty of clips that sound just as good and spot on as far as the record's concerned. It sounds just like the record, and he's not tracking. That's live. And the fact that he's able to do all that while playing lead guitar, something that he normally doesn't do live, is impressive. And so he has that show coming to the Rialto. You're going to be able to see that for yourself, and you'll see that I'm not lying, and that the tape don't lie.
I need to see that live.
Well, you better hurry up, because the show might be sold out. I don't even know. I got to double check that, but I'll sneak in through the back door.
I'll sneak in through the roof.
All right, we want to give away tickets here for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. They're going to be performing this Saturday. When I say performing, they're going to be playing against the Northern Arizona Wranglers. I'm an NAU guy, so I'm kind of leaning towards the Wranglers, but I'm just kidding. I'll root for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. I want to give away those tickets by playing a game called the 5-second rule. So give me a call, 600 KFMA. We'll do that next. So I'll squeeze that in, 5-second rule.
Which one's 5-second rule?
I don't have it on the sheet.
Gotcha. Is the 5-second rule what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
I think the 5-second rule is when you drop food, then you have 5 seconds to,
No, that's
take
not
it.
it.
That's not it?
No. All right, hold that thought. I'm going to record this. There we go. Rock 102.1, who's this? Gittins. Oh, wait. I know you want to play the 5-second rule. Hold on. I want to just see how you're living. Give me a second, Gittins. Are you trying to win those tickets?
No, I just wanted to call.
Yeah, I want to talk to you. Hold on 1 second. Rock 102.1, who's this? Patrick, you trying to win those tickets to the Tucson Sugar Skulls?
Sure thing.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You got to give me 3 answers, and you only have 5 seconds on the clock. If you get all 3 correct within the 5 seconds, you'll win those tickets. If you don't, you'll lose. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Here is your question. Name 3 celebrities that once married a Kardashian.
Yeah, can't do it.
Can't do it? You just giving up right there?
I don't know nothing about the Kardashians.
Kanye West, Blake Griffin, that Scott douche, Lamar Odom. You remember he did crack? You don't remember any of that?
Kanye West rings a bell.
There you go. All right. Well, sorry I stumped you. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, Gittins, give us an update because you got COVID for a second time after the vaccine, man, and you don't sound too great.
Oh, I feel like shit.
Oh, man.
I just got out of the hospital.
That's what I was afraid of, dude. That's what I was afraid of, man. So they put you on ventilator and stuff or what?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ventilator. Yeah, I just wanted to, I haven't been able to, get online and whatnot, but if you could throw a shout out to all the OGs for me.
They could hear you right now, man. They could all hear you. They're all on the stream right now, supporting you, thinking about you. And, and this is terrible. So you're out of the hospital right now. Are you going to be able to stay out of the hospital? Are you recovering? If things looking better? Or what's the deal?
They're getting better. My oxygen level is still a little low, but yeah, it's just it's I just don't want people to know that this is not over.
Yeah, well, they know, and our streamers know for sure. Yeah, you got the Moderna vaccine, and then you got it again. How's your wife feeling? Because I know that your wife got it as well, right?
Yeah, she's doing better than I am, which is thank goodness.
Yeah.
But I'm upstairs, she's downstairs in the bedrooms,
Yeah.
So we're just trying to wait because you can still cross contaminate each other,
Yeah, and with viral load and things like that, it would make things worse. What about what are the doctors telling you? Because you got the Moderna vaccine, so what are they telling you to take to make yourself feel better? And what are they saying about the vaccine and how it's not protecting you?
Well, they're giving me steroids and antibiotics, and but there's no real answer for why you still get it after being vaccinated.
Right.
It's 20% of people can still get it after being vaccinated.
Right.
So it's no joke though, man. The body hurts like a son of a bitch, and it's nothing like the flu.
I know. Did you get COVID before the vaccine too? Was this your second time getting COVID?
Yes.
Yeah. Some people have all the worst luck, man. That is.
It's a bitch, but I just want people to know, you don't want it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, nobody here wants it. Nobody listening wants it. We all know that. So yeah, that's heavy, man. I hope that you're feeling better because now this is going on over a week that you started feeling the symptoms and feeling under the weather, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
it's just it's just only 56% of America has the vaccine, and that's the whole United States. And you go somewhere, and nobody's wearing masks.
Right.
Everybody thinks it's over with, and I never stopped wearing a mask. I constantly wash my hands, sanitizing. I don't know how the hell I got it. I don't know where it came from. Because I'm far from being an anti-masker,
Yeah, of course. You've been taking all the precautions. Do you know if you got the Delta strain? Were they able to tell that?
They did not know.
Okay.
So
I was wondering if they're able to tell the difference.
I will let you know, because I have to go for a follow-up at the doctor. So
Right.
But they give you a bunch of tests.
Let me ask you this: since you had COVID before you got the vaccine, and then you got COVID after you got the vaccine, there's people that a lot of people who are fortunate enough to get COVID after the vaccine. The COVID is not as bad. Is this time worse than the first time you got COVID?
This time is worse.
Far worse, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's you would think it would be the opposite,
Yeah, no, absolutely, because natural antibodies and Moderna vaccine should have been enough to protect you from getting this again. It's just not cool at all.
Yeah.
Games. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I just, like I said, everybody out there, just stay safe, and the shit's not over with,
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and they hear you, man, and they're all sending love, and they're all commenting and missing you for sure. So they're saying, take it one day at a time, and they're wishing you a speedy recovery so you can get back on the stream and comment and mess around with us every day. And I hope that happens soon, but feel better first, and I hope you make a full recovery really quickly, dude.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I wish you had Trump steroids, because he came out swinging. Been like, I feel better than I ever felt before. Like, you need to get some of that shit. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It was steroids mixed with meth. Did your doctor suggest that?
Did your doctor prescribe you meth?
Yeah, with steroids intermixed.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's a power duo right there.
I'm doing it anyway. I call it what can we call that? We could call it COVID instead of a speedball. We call it COVID ball.
Yeah, they get the COVID ball.
COVID ball.
COVID balls. Let me ask you this. I heard a side effect of getting COVID a second time is that it makes your balls look better and your Johnson huge.
Well, you saw my nuts after I had that surgery.
Yeah, actually I did. So I would hope, and please don't ever do that again. That was, he sent me an unsolicited nut pic, and I'm like, what are you doing, Gaines? And then he got COVID. So, but the good news is
karma?
Good news is he was sick way before he got sick.
Yeah. Anyway, I know you and I kind of have the same type of sense of humor.
Yeah.
So I always try to make people laugh,
Mm-hmm.
So, I appreciate you taking the time to talk.
Of course, dude. I want you to feel better. I knew not seeing you on the stream that things probably weren't good, and I hope that you and your wife feel better soon and all the medicine works. And I'm so sorry that you got it even after the vaccination. I mean, the saying is go buy a lottery ticket, because the odds were against you catching this again. You're part of the 3%. 97% of the people in the hospital are unvaccinated. 3% were vaccinated, and you're one of the 3%. That's sad, dude.
Yeah, there was when I was in the hospital, there was a 32-year-old gentleman that passed away from it.
Jesus.
And it just sucks, man. Like, until you get it and you feel how it makes you feel, they're like, there's conspiracy theories and shit, but it's real. It's real.
Oh, we know it's real, but by now everyone should know it's real.
Mm.
Anyone listening to us knows it's real. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Just you stay safe, because you're starting. I know you're starting to do more things, you know?
Oh, trying to, but we'll see. Like trying to hang in there and not get fired. So, but yes, I will attempt to stay safe, and I hope you feel better. Go get your rest, man, and we'll talk to you here soon. And hopefully, you'll be, have that pep in your step before you know it, and get a swift and speedy recovery.
Thank you, sir.
No problem, Gittins. Thank you so much,
Right.
Gittins. Everybody, they're all showing love on the stream, man. So you'll see that in the replay.
Okay.
Again, get your rest, dude.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
And whoever your co-host is today, thank you too.
Hey, I appreciate you for calling, dude. And I hope you feel better. All right, boss?
Yeah.
All right.
The co-host today is DJ Lance Fairchild. So that's his airdrop.
I love the horn.
Yeah. All right. Feel better. I'm going to answer this other phone call, okay?
Go ahead. You're cool.
All right. Take it easy. Bye.
Peace.
Rock on 2.1. Who's this? Oh, they hung up. Okay. All right. Wow.
I got to say, I'm pretty horny for the air horn.
Yes, I know. All right. We're going to have to hit the reset. Got an emotional reset, and we'll be right back after this. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, we're coming back, hitting that reset. Thoughts go to Gittins, though. Hopefully he feels better here soon. Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to the show. Just had a very heavy conversation off air with our good friend Gittins, who has the Moderna vaccine, has had COVID before he got vaccinated, and is currently struggling with COVID again. So our thoughts go to Gittins, and we hope and wish for a speedy recovery. He sounded terrible, but he's out of the hospital right now, all on the steroids. So hopefully get all buffed from this and be able to kick the virus's ass, man. But yeah, even with the vaccination, it's not a guarantee. So you're seeing we had our mayor say that she's going to extend the mandate. The mask mandate is going to be in effect. And that's going to be everywhere. It's going to be, all over the country. And I know this upsets a lot of people who's listening to this, right? But, there's a lot of people it doesn't upset because they know people like we know in our friend Gittins who is suffering and still suffering. And even with the vaccine, not, protected. And then there's people out there who aren't vaccinated and choose not to be vaccinated for various reasons, and to each his own. I'm not one of these guys that are going to tell you what to do. At this point in time, there's enough information out there on both sides. If you choose to, people are choosing to believe what they want to believe, period. And nothing can change in their mind. In New York, they're offering $100 for a vaccination, right? So if you get vaccinated, they're going to give you $100 cash. I wish they would do that here. I would get vaccinated again just because I want money.
I need
vaccinated
3 times.
Yeah. Like, is there a limit to vaccinations?
I get
like drawing
all 3
blood?
of them.
Yeah, I want all the money. I'm trying to make a G right now. So give me 10 shots and a big paycheck. But yeah, so at this point, everyone's made up their mind, and that's where we're at. We're at the point of bribing people. Like, will you do it for this? But no, they won't. So masks. We're going to have to wear masks in places for the foreseeable future. So hopefully we can get this pandemic behind us eventually, and the world can get back on track. But as we know, it's just not over yet. Are we past the halfway point? I would hope so. I think we are. I don't think this is halfway through the pandemic. I'm not like the doomsayers who think it's never going to end. I know it's going to end. It's ended before. But for the time being, the game's not over, essentially. Okay. All right. Well, since I just went on that rant, I don't want to just segue into zillennial words.
Zillennial words.
Yeah, that's not the best time to segue. So what I will do is play some Rise Against Breaking Benjamin, and then we'll be back with Lance, and we're going to be giving him basically a quiz and getting educated on what are the words that the cool kids are saying, the youngins. And I came across a list where I thought I knew what they were saying, and Lance has quickly showed me that nobody in his circle says any of these things. So we'll go over my fails and then also get caught up and educated from DJ Lance Fairchild with his. That's coming up. Yeah, that's coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents. Go nowhere. Clear.
Damn, you couldn't have picked a better sound for that. I have like a weird affection for that horn. Where that horn comes from is from the DJ software called Serato. And whenever they first incorporated the sampler feature in Serato, that was obviously the most overused one. And I've never played on Serato. I've always played on, big boy equipment. So, I have like a weird, like maybe if I had the ability to use it whenever I played sets, maybe I'd be like, no, this is cheesy. But because I haven't, I think that it holds even more of a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I played on Serato, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. David said, Massacre, okay, just more swag to promote your show. Yeah, well, they're not going to do that. That costs money, and you don't want my face on your mouth. That's not going to get you any action, trust me. It was hard to get action with my face on my face.
Speaking of swag, that's a word that I've been trying to kind of bring back in my own circle, because it's kind of fallen to the wayside over the last 5 years or so.
How so?
I think that swag started being like, it's like it started being like an uncool word, like, and it was used like more like sarcastically. And now I'm trying to bring it back is like because a lot of people right now, we'll get into this, but people are using the term drip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like drip too, but
drip is the new swag.
Swag's a good one. Yeah, drip is the new swag.
Drip sounds like an STI. It does.
I think
if you came up to me and says, "Oh, he's got that drip," I'll be like, "Did he take amoxicillin? Because amoxicillin will help clear that up."
I'm allergic to amoxicillin, so don't give me none of that.
Well, then you're just gonna have to be stuck with that drip.
I'm gonna be stuck with the drip. That's for real.
Yeah. Promotes the swag. Yeah, if I'm gonna do swag, I'd have to pay for it out of my own pocket. That's gonna be a little bit.
I got to pay for my own stickers.
That's what you got to do. It's DIY. You can't
DIY.
And that's fine. If you want these kind of things, if you want it bad enough, you got to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Oh, Jennifer says swag means secretly we are gay.
See, that was kind of like the thing that happened in 2012, 2013-ish, is people be like, oh yeah, like I've got swag, like I've got the clothes, I got the money, I got the women, I got it all, like it was something that meant a lot of different things. But then people were like, oh, this is corny, like this is too it was this kind of like aesthetic that was this like Tumblr baked, I guess you could call it. I feel like that's kind of an out of touch term now in 2021. But like swag was a big thing on the social media platform Tumblr, and there'd be these people post photos of themselves with diamond snapbacks and wearing Obey, word to Shepherd Fairy. But then they would like cake on like 13 filters on top of it. And then that's when you start getting the memification of the overbaked. Have you seen the overbaked memes? Have you seen that? Like where people
I haven't,
have like
but
laser.
you gotta get to the point in less words. I'm
My
waiting
bad.
for it. I'm waiting for it,
My
Lance.
bad.
But I'm
Yeah,
like,
I lost my train of
Right.
thought. That's what happens. I'm learning. I'm
I
learning
know,
about
I know
word
you
economy.
are, and we are, and honestly, we're just on the stream, and this is the time to practice it.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like let's get to that, point
Yeah,
B
that's-
a lot quicker. You took the
I've
scenic
talked
route
to
on
my
that one.
therapist about this.
Yes. So I'm kind of picking up on what you were saying.
I lost my train of thought too. I'm trying to think of how to describe something that.
All right, so let me ask you this: if you could summarize what you just said about swag in one sentence, what would it be?
Swag is an outdated term that I want to be a cool thing again.
Yes, there you go. Yes, I like it. David asks, even if I have the 1021 on logo, yeah, I mean, honestly, we're coming out of pandemic, right? Or at least the businesses are. So financially, the station doesn't have a bunch of throwaway money for promo. So honestly, the large reason why I'm doing this stream, well, I enjoy it first and foremost. I enjoy the interaction. I think it adds to the show a lot. But another reason, which is equally as important, is this is the way that we're marketing the show because we have no other means to market the show. You're not going to see my face on the side of a bus. You're not going to see any ads. You're not going to hear any commercials outside of this station. And then you're not going to see the swag anytime soon. So, and that's unfortunate, but I got to be patient, work on it, and hopefully, again, I don't know, not get fired before then. So we'll see.
That's always the goal, right?
It
Don't
is.
get fired.
That is the goal. All right, let's see. There we go. Laura said, "Good morning, crew. Hey, Brad. Hey, DJ Sexy. Oh,
Hey.
DJ Sexy's got to be you.
I would hope so. I don't know. Would you consider yourself a DJ still, Beef? Do you still DJ?
No, I don't DJ clubs anymore. No, but I will for $1. I mean, I'll go out. I've DJ'd weddings and events and things like that. So I never really even, it's crazy. I never like consider myself a DJ. Like when I DJ'd, I didn't even have a name. I was just DJ Brad. But I did. I made people dance. That was my job for a few years in the clubs, and it was my sole job. And I enjoyed it a lot. I had this ability to have a good enough ear to know what people wanted to hear, and then also the ability to read a crowd and be able to play. And so
crowd reading is such a big key part of DJing.
Yeah, but see, there's a difference between my DJing and your DJing. As far as I was more DJ push play, your DJ like a musical artist. So those are two different styles and entities. And, I'll explain because, obviously DJ push play, I'm blending is what I'm doing. I'm doing mixes, but I'm essentially just playing other people's tracks. You are going up there, you're creating music, you're sharing your own tracks.
Yeah, I mean, but like I didn't even start playing the original tracks until now that the pandemic ended. Or I mean, not ended, but we were just talking about that. But
yeah.
Since clubs have opened is what I should say. Because before that, I was just playing other people's music and blending tracks. I wasn't playing top 40 music or, I was sourcing underground house music. But
yeah, I'm not gonna do a GoFundMe either. Sorry, I'm reading these comments here. I do appreciate that, but I don't want to ask for money at this point. It's a bad look for me and bad look for the company. We'll get there. Like I said, we'll get there, guys. And I had that. I've done a GoFundMe for a billboard before in the past when I was on the LPFM. And that was it was close. But GoFundMe, if you don't hit your goal, you don't get the money. So fortunately for the people who donated, I did not hit my goal, so they got their money back. But I don't know if I would do that again. I just appreciate your support by listening. I mean, that's what you could do, and you're doing it. And you're doing it great. And if you tell a friend, if we make you laugh, you retell that story or tell people to check out the station and the show. Word of mouth is the way that I've always done it before. And, we've been successful that way. So we'll just continue to try hard and have a good time. And if you guys like it, you spread the gospel.
You know what?
That's it. That's all you need to do.
I want to see a fan-made beef vegan airbrushed T-shirt.
Yeah. I
You know,
think
the
I've
ones you get
had
on the
those made
beach?
before. I've had those made before.
Yeah, I want to see somebody make one, not for like us but like just, you know, we show up to a show and somebody's got one on in the crowd. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, if we manage to pull off KFMA Day, if we're able to get KFMA Day back,
Fingers crossed.
Working on that, and hopefully that's the case. Yeah, definitely got to see at least one person with my face airbrushed on their shirt that they got at the fair or something.
Absolutely. I would get your face airbrushed on my tummy and on my boobs.
Yeah. Yeah, Frank had a comic book contest. Frank actually Powers hit me up about these army figures that somebody makes locally of local people. It costs like $64 to get made. He's like, you need to get one of these. I'm like, well, yeah, maybe in a couple paychecks, but because I got back to school shopping, I got to concentrate on first. And so they looked really cool though. And I think we're working on getting the creator in studio about that. All right, it was at 35. Let's go back on. 45 seconds. Do the selenial word.
All right, and you're going to lead that, and I'm just going to comment on that, right?
Yeah, you got your words?
Yeah, I got
mine. So get your words ready, and I got mine.
Perfect. I've got them kind of both like pulled up side by side.
Oh, good. Here we go, guys. Let's do this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beef Vegan Presents, and I'm hanging out with my good friend DJ Lance Fairchild. Oh, where's that horn? Where's that horn? DJ Lance Fairchild. Now, Lance is the youngest member of the show. I believe. Is Drum younger than you? Drum might be younger.
Drum's 22. I'm 23.
Okay, so he's the second youngest member of this show. But he is, by all means, by the definition, he's a zillennial.
I sure am. Yeah, because I was born in 1998.
Oh, yeah. 1998, man. I was 18, 1998. I already did a lot of dirt in 1998. And I had a good time, and I was just getting started. So it's a trip to hear that. But, you know, obviously with every generation, styles change, the verbiage change, the slang changes, and we need to be up on it. So I thought I'd, Google some words that I believed zillennials were using.
Well, and thank God you got Lance here, who's your Webster's Urban Dictionary.
Exactly. And not only being my Webster's Urban Dictionary, but you also bring a level of cool. You bring the cool factor to it because
I bring the drip to it.
Yeah. So I don't even know what that means, but let me continue real quick before we get into that and find out what the drip means. But, it's not what zillennial nerds are saying. It's what the cool kids that are going to these EDM concerts that, the hot chicks that have their butts hanging out and things like that. This is the conversation and the words that they use. Now, first, let me throw out one and see if this is a word in your lexicon.
Okay, let's hear it.
Homito. So
yeah, I've never heard that one before.
You never heard that one before, and we're in Arizona. Apparently, it's a zillennial Spanish version of homie, and the female version would be a homita.
See, I feel like that's what a cop would come up to you and say, like, if they pulled you over.
Yeah, if someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, homito, can I buy some drugs?"
That is a cop.
Yeah, total cop move. Okay. What about this? Crotch spiders.
I haven't heard of that one either. Yeah, that's over my head.
Well, apparently that's supposedly the hair from down there sneaking out of a bikini bottom. Okay. Well, I like this one. I do like this one, and I think I might want to use it. And in fact, I encourage every homeless person on the side of the freeway to use this. Spange.
Spange. Is that spare change?
That's spare change collected from couches or random pockets.
Yeah, I like that one. I haven't heard that one, but I like that one. I would use that.
Okay, well, since, I threw out a couple words that you've never heard before, give me a couple words that the kids are actually saying.
All right, so as I just mentioned, drip, that's the new swag, as you will. And if you're not familiar with swag, that's your clothing, your good looks. We definitely use high key and low key a lot. That's just to add emphasis.
Okay. So give me, what's the difference between the two? Because I have heard this. My daughter says this all the time, the high key, the low key. When I hear her say the low key, I'm like, did you watch the Disney Plus series? Are we talking about that? But no, we're not.
So I would say that low key is also a sign of emphasis. However, high key is just a little bit beyond that, it's like, oh, high key, I'm really excited for this. Or like low key, I'm kind of excited for this. You see like the tonality difference?
Yeah, but I mean, are you really excited? I'm still confused. So
I would say you're excited, but you're trying to like hold down the excitement.
So low key is when you're trying to keep it on the down low.
Keep it on the down low.
Okay, and high key is you don't care who knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm getting there. What else?
All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, we were talking about okay, so e-boys and e-girls, that's definitely a thing that we use. E-boys and e-girls are just people on Twitter who make a living off of being hot. Wish that was my job.
Right.
But that's what my mom always said. I have a face for radio.
I've been working on that too. So that is a thing. So if you spot somebody at like one of your concerts, you're like, oh, that's an e-boy right there or an e-girl.
Yeah, they're usually an influencer and they usually have kind of like a gothy kind of or cyber goth style to them. And also with that comes the term simp, which are people who are followers of e-boys and e-girls. Usually to a fault.
Yeah.
Usually not such a great term to want to be a simp. Like, oh man, that person is such a simp for Kim Kardashian or whatever.
Yeah, those are fighting words.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, simp. You call someone a simp. I mean, there's a lot of different ways somebody could take that.
I'm trying to own the simp. I'm trying to be like make simp cool, But that's what all the cool kids do.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that. Give me one more and your millennial words of the week, just so we're caught up and we know what the hell our kids are saying.
I'd say copy pasta. That's whenever you copy a paragraph and repost it for Meme Factor.
Copy pasta?
Copy pasta. Have you heard of copy pasta?
Copy pasta.
Copy pasta. Yeah, it's just a meme format where you see something that's funny and some stupid that somebody said. You take it, you copy it, you repost it, and that's just what a bunch of people do. And it's like making fun of the person who said it originally.
Oh, I call that plagiarism.
Yeah, plagiarism.
Jesus. All right, they call that copy pasta now. Great. That's cool. Yeah, let's not invest in education at all. I think we got this, America. All right, thank you so much for this little words of the week. We have more Beef Vegan Presents coming up next. Clear. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I should have made these notes like a little bit more because I like some of them. I like, for example, there was one that you had in here.
Sip tea.
Yeah, sip tea. I wrote like some ideas about it. I saw fart and dart. And, I was just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's still crop dusting.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, honestly,
that's a classic right there.
Go through this later. Take out the ones we used, keep the ones we didn't, edit that, and then cut it and put it at the bottom of the page, and I'll save it for next week.
Perfect. Yeah, that works. I'll
it seems like a lot of instructions, but
no.
Yeah.
I'll just copy pasta it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me send you a copy pasta real quick because there was one of these that was pretty popular, probably like somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago. About Navy SEAL, where people would repost their like, I'll have you know, I was a Navy SEAL. I have 700 confirmed kills. Have you ever seen that on the internet?
I don't know if I have actually.
So it's this long paragraph where people would use that as like a sarcastic almost response to people, where it's like you're like, oh, like you're dumb, and you're like, I'll have you know, I'm a Navy SEAL with 700
700 kills. Yeah.
Yeah, like and I'm seeing this happen, or I just saw this happen yesterday. Somebody in the DJ scene on a very smaller level, somebody was talking about the T method when it comes to DJing. And I won't bore you or the viewers with this because the T method is an actual thing. But this person is trying to mansplain DJing to people online, and people were, copying it, reposting it, retweeting it with the exact same tweet just to emphasize how stupid it sounded.
Oh yeah. Okay. I get it. Hey, let's see. Did you send me a track, an unreleased track?
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah. Okay. Let me double check. Yeah, it's EDM to try to do EDM news here.
Yeah, that's one of mine. That's Bones right there, which I've been currently demoing out to some labels. So hopefully somebody will pick it up.
Okay. This is going to be, honestly, it's one of those things we're just going to try, and it could be the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. I don't care. We're doing it. We're experimenting with this. So EDM news, the idea is to do headlines to the beat. Let's see what we got here, DJ Lance.
So do you want me to be on beat while
Yes.
saying it? Oh, you want me to like rap it almost?
No, not even rap it, but just kind of like it's gonna be tough. So spare change. Oh yeah, I don't know.
I wrote down some things. One thing was actually about a copy pasta thing that happened. So
okay, well let's.
Yeah. I won't.
How about you? Let me do your interpretation because honestly, mine is fucked. So, yeah, do it. I feel the beat. I want you to feel the beat and deliver the news. You got it?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll see if I could do two things at the same time. We've discovered that this is a problem for me.
Well, it's a problem for all of us. So, all right, cool. This is gonna be interesting. 10 seconds.
I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back. That was just a little quick Breaking Benjamin. Kind of like to squeeze in there, play some music on the radio. That's what we do. Also, we like to play with music. And so we have a new segment that we're going to literally experiment with and just try. We're going to do a segment called EDM News. And the way that we're going to do this is Lance has all the news that he needs to share with you. And we're going to be doing that over his unreleased track, Bones. And he's going to try to ride the beat on this one. And again, this could be the best thing ever. It could be a colossal failure.
It might be horrible. We'll see how it goes. Also, you might want to skip past the first 30 seconds because that's just kick and clap.
Kick and clap? Okay.
Yeah, that's the DJ intro.
Okay.
All right, so let's see what's up with it. All right, so well-known dubstep DJs, Blunts and Blondes, tweeted, "Hey, just for the future, if you book me for a show," I can't do that. That is not happening with the.
Don't give up.
Okay, all right, let's see.
There you go.
If you book me for a show, I'm gonna smoke in your venue. Stop getting mad at me. You're literally getting what you paid for. After promoter asked him not to smoke weed in the green room, then this prompted a. Oh my God, that is difficult. Okay,
it's tough, right?
It's tough. I don't even know where I was at with this story. So anyways, he tweeted out that thing. It became copy pasta. People have been attacking him by reposting his same tweet, but changing the action that he was doing in the green room, such as this drum and bass DJ Emperor saying, "Hey, just for the future, if you book me for a show, I'm going to take precedence over diplomatic relations and become a sovereign ruler and maybe make you build a statue of me backstage in your venue. Stop getting mad at me."
Okay.
You're literally getting.
All right, pause that. Let me read this story. Let me attempt to jump in on the beat. Pass the mic. Pass the mic. Okay. All right, thanks.
Friend.
Okay. Wrong. Okay, I can't do it either. So
yeah, dude, that's tough, man.
I set you up so bad.
You set me up so horribly. I thought I was just telling the stories. I didn't know how to do it on beat.
The reality is, let me interrupt here. The reality is that we're swinging for the fences. So, as we try these new things, is there another beat that you have that's kind of like, poof? Honestly, I don't know how high I was when I came up with this idea.
Dude, honestly, you were probably pretty high, man. You're probably eating too much Taco Bell.
Maybe. So, the idea was to hit the word on every time the bass kicks, right? So
you thought I made like trap or hip hop.
Yeah, I don't know.
4 on the floor.
Well, there's hold on, like there's no bass drop. I'm waiting. What is it with you DJs? Hold on, Lance. What is it with you DJs and holding out on the bass drop? Why do you gotta wait? Make us wait
right there. Yeah, it's tension and release. It happens in all music. It's just more pronounced in dance music.
Okay. Well, the Vegematic infomercial superstar Ron Pope, he is no more. He passed away. 86 years old. It's way before your time, Lance.
Yeah, no, I knew about him. He had the song that was in Madagascar.
Yes, and then he had the "Set It and Forget It" slogan.
Set it and forget it.
But wait, there's more. He spawned that, and As Seen on TV. And he also has the classic, "Hey, good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later." That's from the Mr. Microphone commercial in the 70s. So this dude was the king of kings when it came to advertising.
Damn, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. All right. Well, that was our failed attempt at EDM news. The good news is that's the last time that we've doing EDM news.
At least the last time that we have to do it on beat. I was not prepared for that. That was thrown at me last second.
I know that's the way I like to do it.
We
All right,
tried.
the good news is we got more coming up next. We're going to be doing an animal sound off as soon as Spears gets in studio. It's going to be Justin versus DJ Lance Fairchild.
Ooh, I'm ready to take the dub.
Yeah, as we give away tickets for Cypress Hill. So animal sound off coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents. Clear.
Oh, that was fucking rough. Oh my god.
That was not the best song to give me, Matt.
That's what all my songs sound like. They're all house music. So let me talk about this real quick. So the term EDM is like a very, very broad thing.
Yes.
Like, there's dubstep,
right?
There's trap,
right?
There's a lot of different kinds of subgenres of dance music that people rap on, that people do to the beat. The beat of house music and techno is a 4 on the floor. So it's just like boom, 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 and then you got like funky bass lines, weird synths. So, and I mean, actually, I don't know if you could tell, but that was my own vocals on the track. And it's just me being like, I can feel it in my toes, the frequencies that move my bones. So I'm thinking about that. I'm trying to do it in that tonality. But yeah, anyways, trying to combine doing vocals on a 4 on the floor track at the same time as telling the news.
Yeah.
Not super easy, but we gave it a rip. I should have, what I probably should have talked about is I probably should have talked about Hard Summer coming back this weekend.
Hard Summer?
Hard Summer, yeah. So that's the festival that I'm going to in San Bernardino.
Should have.
Yeah, that would have been a lot easier to do instead of talking about this copy pasta, because that was just a mouthful, man.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's okay. We'll get some other news. Plus, you know what? I really doubt that most of the people who listen to KFMA like give two shits about you.
That's true. I mean, they wouldn't know too much or care too much about that festival, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Speaking of festivals, though,
let me get to the comments here. It's because I got Todd throwing in the PD hate. Let's see, next time that little voice in your head says we don't know what we're doing, you might want to try the bit on the stream first before you go on the air. Yeah. I don't mind.
Great idea.
I don't mind failing on the air. I like to do that for every now and then for shits and giggles. Let's see. And look at Big Daddy Tucson said DJ Lance Fairchild for the win.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We gave it a shot, I do like the auto-tune idea. How difficult would it be to auto-tune our voices on here?
It depends if there's an app for that. If there's a free app, then we could do it, but
I wonder.
Auto-tune itself is expensive. There probably is.
Yeah, auto-tune is expensive. It is like $600 for the full version.
Yeah.
I've got a cheap version that I got for free. An alternative called Auto-Tuna.
Auto-Tuna. Let's see. I'm going to Google auto-tune app. All right, so let's hit the reset. We're going to try to find this auto-tune app. And Todd, keep on making me feel like shit, bro. Oh, I'm too emotional today. No, when you're right, you're right. You son of a bitch.
When you're right, you're right.
All right, we'll be right back. Oh, we're going to hit the reset. Stick around and comment amongst yourselves. Awesome, yeah. Wait, discuss. Oh, auto-tune app. Yeah, get in. You've been sitting in the lobby for a long time? And then I'm going to start the clock. We're going to time it. I'm going to have 2 contestants call in. They're essentially going to be on your team. So one person will be on your team, Justin. One person will be on Lance's. And then when I start the clock, you're going to be going doing different animal noises, and your player has to guess what animal is making noises. And then he has to guess all 5. He or she has to guess all 5, and I'll stop the clock. So time it. Whoever gets better time is going to win the ticket. Also get another win. Yes, so you got the list until the 9 o'clock hour. Yeah, I know.
That's gonna be a tricky one.
Got that list. All right, do me. I'm going to send you. Do you have Chrome up on your laptop? Okay, good. I'm going to send you another invite. all the way in. Yeah, mute it. Yeah, and you're gonna mute your laptop as well. It's such a fun game. It really is. I've done it twice now. Monday and Tuesday. So it's good. It's a good way to give away tickets. It's funny. It's also great. So we continue to do the league. Keep coming up with fun different things. You don't want to do actual snorting? I think oink is the word. I think you gotta make the sound. That would
Can I say polywana cracker?
Is
that like
if they don't get it the third time you make a parrot noise, then you could say polywana cracker. Are they allowed to skip?
Are they allowed to skip or like come back to it?
Yeah, I'll set up the rules like that. I'll say go ahead and skip, but then you'll have to come back. Let's see where we're at as far as the league.
Because I got all these down pretty much besides cricket.
Right now, I got Justin at where you at? Have you done a game yet?
Yeah, well, we did one off air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm over. I lost the ice cream game that we did.
Dude,
yeah, naming all the flavors of ice cream.
Dude, I choked so hard with Bo, but then I came.
And the last word, yeah.
Yeah.
Last word, that's what it was.
Yeah, we did Simpsons characters, and all I could think of was Selma. And that's such a weird one.
It's so
right?
Not Marge, Homer, Bart, Lisa.
Marge, Homer, Bart. Couldn't think of Principal Skinner. Couldn't think of
Apu.
Oh man, what's the?
Hold that thought. Let me do a tease.
Yeah.
All right, I have my contestants in studio. It's going to be Justin Spears versus DJ Lance Fairchild in a round of Animal Sound Off. We're going to be giving away a pair of tickets for Cypress Hill if you team up with either Lance or Justin. That's coming up after System of a Down. So be ready to call 600 KFMA right after this to get those Cypress Hill tickets. Good luck.
Ooh, Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
Those are some good tickets, man. I'm kind of sad the Bo isn't here just for the fact that he's talking about doing. He did or presented for them, right? Like
yes,
mushrooms?
on mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, I need to live a wilder.
Don't worry, you'll get there. You're only 23. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you have plenty of time to be a fuck up there, Lance.
I know. I feel like most of that, like the last year, I was so responsible because I was inside.
Yeah. You see my quote of the day there, Justin?
What's that?
It's on the screen here. That was from Simone Biles' boyfriend.
Yeah.
And that's a Babe Ruth quote.
The loudest boos always come from the cheap seats.
Right? Ain't that the truth?
That's the truth.
So we got 2 minutes before we go on.
And people who have nothing to bitch about, so they look for something.
Right.
I got
or are just miserable in life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They like maybe they got a job, but they don't love their job or whatever the case, or they never took any chances, or they never considered great in anything. And as soon as somebody who is considered great falls or slips,
Yeah.
then they're the quickest to point fingers, laugh, and
I hear that a lot of people just point out things that they don't like in others that they see in themselves.
yeah.
That's something that I've been hearing a lot recently. I was fortunate though in the last word game with Bo though, because one of them was Taco Bell menu items, and that was my first job.
Oh, bro, I was
like easy. He was choking. I already had like 3 more items off the top of my head. To, like,
I know shit that hasn't been on the menu in like 10 years.
Oh my god! You know what? I'm excited that's back on the menu. The nacho fries. Have you had those?
No.
Oh, they're so good.
I'm mad they got rid of the quesarito. That's
They
the thing.
did?
Yeah.
No way.
Or I think I tried to order it and they're like, yeah, you have to order it through the app.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
stupid.
that's
I hate
dumb.
that. Yeah, they did the same thing with the free taco thing last week.
Yeah.
For the NBA finals, you had to. So they would
That's
give
how
you
they get ya.
taco, but you had to do it through the app. Plus, they didn't even have the ingredients for tacos.
Yeah. I noticed grocery stores are doing that now. Like I was at
you want to
Safeway
get in there.
and it was like, this is 88 cents only through the app, like a digital coupon. If normal price, it's like $2.39. I'm like, oh shit.
Damn. Yeah.
So that's like,
Might need to get on the app.
yeah.
Oh, you were just on the radio right now, Justin.
Oh, was I?
No, I just wanted to see your face. Yeah.
Did
you guys see? Because I had you solo.
Fucking love
I had you
fries.
solo. So you guys see that? Do the instant replay on that after. Let's get back on. All right, we're on now. Keep your mouth clean, Justin. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was System of a Down. Welcome back to the show. It is our time to give away tickets for Cypress Hill. This is going to be super fun. It's a game I call Animal Sound Off. I have Justin Spears from ESPN 104.9 and 1490 AM. Good morning, Justin. Good to see you.
Buenos dias, guys.
Yes, we're going to be
Buenos
talking sports
dias.
with Justin here in a little bit. And of course, I've had DJ Lance Fairchild with me all morning.
What's going on, gentlemen?
And with that, they're going to be competing against each other in the Beef Vegan Presents Competitive League. All right, and the way that we're going to do this, we're also going to be giving away a pair of tickets for Cypress Hill, who's performing at Mesa Amphitheater on August 15th. So let's meet our contestants. Rock 102.1, who's this?
This is Manny.
Manny. All right, Manny, he's back again. Which team do you want to be on? You want to be on Team Justin Spears or Team Lance Fairchild?
Let's go, Team DJ Lance Fairchild.
Okay, there you
Let's
go. I'm going to put you
go.
on hold,
First
Manny.
pick.
I see how it is.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so our next contestant, keep calling 600 KFMA. That's
They found out that they're
600.
going to be on Justin's team. No, I'm just kidding.
600-5362. The way that this game works is they each have 5 different animals that they're going to be making sounds for. I'm going to start the clock. I'm timing this basically. So we're waiting to see who can finish the clock or finish guessing all the animals quicker. It's as simple as that, right? So we'll start off with Lance, since he was picked first, but let me meet our other contestant. Rock on 2.1, who's this? Rock on 2.1, who's this?
Wayne.
Say your name again.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Wayne.
Wayne?
Okay.
Wayne.
Okay, Wayne. Wayne, you're on Justin Spears' team, so hold on for me, okay?
All right.
All right. I don't feel good about your odds there, Justin.
No, I got Wayne, man. Like Wayne
He's got
Gretzky,
Wayne.
the greatest of all time.
All
Hey,
right.
there you
That's
go.
very,
That's how I look at it.
that's very
Optimistic.
nice. Yeah, very optimistic. Okay, let me get the clock up here real quick. And then I'm going to start it and then get Manny up. So Manny and Lance are going to go first. So Manny, you still there?
Yes, I am here.
Excellent. Okay, sharing my stop clock so everyone on the stream could see it. This is legit. We'll make sure our time is good. All right, and the clock will begin when I start it, okay? Now, DJ Lance has 5 animals you have to guess. Now, you can skip and go back to it later, okay? So for the sake of time, if you want to skip, we'll go on to the next, but then you still have to guess it before your time runs out. Does that make sense, Manny?
Okay. Give it up.
Excellent. All
All
right,
right,
here
let's
we go.
get it. Let's run it. We ready?
All right. Animal sound off begins now.
Parrot.
Correct.
Wow.
So the next one.
It's like a. I'm like, no, not duck.
Skip. Okay.
There we go. Or
Dog.
or.
He guessed it.
Seal. Yes.
There we
All
go.
right, on to the
Perfect.
next.
Wolf.
There we go.
Okay.
Winner. All right, this one's a tough one.
I have no idea. I guess we'll go to that. Skip that one.
All right, go the one that you
we're
skipped.
We're gonna get this one right. All right, we're doing it together. All right.
I'm trying to help. Nope. Let's start chirping there.
Sure, yeah.
Hurry up.
Chirp. Oh my God, I'm ruining this. I'm horrible.
Cricket.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, now final one. You got
All right.
one more. Let's go. You got a minute 25.
I don't know.
Can I give a hint?
Keep laughing.
A hyena.
There you go.
Yeah.
136.
Oh,
That's
Oh
what
my
I'm
God,
talking
that-
about, my boy.
130.
Forever.
Yeah,
There we go.
136. Manny, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the worst. And you know,
Manny, that
I'm
was
not
on me,
blaming
but
you.
We're gonna
But
take the cake because if you're not first, you're last.
right. Well, you might be last then. Hold on, Manny. We'll see how well you held up. Okay. Let's go back to Wayne. Wayne.
I'm here.
All right, cool. Now I got good news for you. The team of Lance and Manny, they did not do too well. I mean, you were on hold for a long time. 1 minute and 36 seconds was their official time that you have to beat with Justin Spears. So I'm going to start the clock all over again, and you're going to have to guess these animals. Now, you can skip and go on to the next animal, but you'll have to go back and guess whatever animals you skipped. You got any questions? Wayne? Did Wayne's phone cut out? Like I said, it doesn't look good for you, Spears.
Oh, man.
Okay, you're here.
He's still
Okay.
here.
All right, here we go.
He's still in the cut.
All right, the clock is going to be starting on your mark, set.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
All right, Wayne, let's do this. First animal.
Got a guess? Turn down your.
Yeah.
Skip. All right, we're skipping
Okay.
to the next one.
Pig.
That's correct.
Okay.
There we go.
Caw, caw, caw.
Crow.
Yep.
That's correct. Turn your radio down.
A macaw.
No.
Keep going.
Superbird.
Nope.
Nope. Keep going.
Ah, shit.
We're at 1 minute. Skip. All right.
Bah. Bah.
No, say that again.
Yeah.
Not a hyena. Keep going.
Bah. Bah.
Sheep.
A sheep. That's correct. All
Okay.
right.
So now we're back to
Yeah, back to the other one.
The other one?
Time's running out. 5 seconds. 4 seconds.
come on, Wayne. Don't let me down, man.
Time.
Oh, come on, Wayne.
I should use that sound for
This is why
hyena.
Sidney Crosby's the greatest hockey player of all time.
I
Just
told
kidding.
you that was not looking good for you, Spears. The clock is still running.
Yours
Dolphin
makes
was the
better
answer.
hyena noises than I do.
Right. Dolphin was the better answer. Let me go back to Manny real quick. Manny, can you believe it? You actually won. Congratulations,
Let's go,
dude.
Manny.
Damn you, Wayne.
Yeah, Manny, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, yeah,
Manny and
congratulations.
Lance to the moon.
Yeah, the team of you and Lance. To be honest with you, it didn't look good, but you guys surprised us all, and you came back to win and set that time. I thought it was a low bar at 136, but apparently it was an impossible bar to beat. So you just won tickets to Cypress Hill, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, stay on hold. I'm going to get all your info. All right, that means Justin Spears got another W in the league. He is now 0-2. DJ Lance, I got good news for you, my friend.
Yeah, what's that?
Your record is now 3-2.
Oh, big broke even, baby.
He's moving his way up the rankings. When we come back, we're talking sports. Mr. Justin Spears, that's next on Beef Vegan Presents.
Dude, I died when he said hyena.
Aida for
I had no idea how to make hyena sound. The cricket was actually the hardest because I had an idea for what a cricket should sound like.
Hold that thought. I got to get his info. Everyone else, I'm going to put you backstage real quick. Talk amongst yourselves, all right? Let me get Manny's info.
Sarcada noise. I don't know how I closed out of the stream.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, Twitter's my main platform too, though.
I
love
love
Twitter.
I love Twitter, man.
Yeah, Twitter's dope. It's the shit.
You do well. You tweet well. You know what I got to do is I got to free up my other webcam because I got Lance using a freebie like that I got from Scott. So those other two are plugged into the computer. Now I need to at least
Unhook one. Yeah.
I just don't know which one.
I mean,
by next week it'll be all set up. So
yeah.
don't worry about that.
Yeah, they're pretty wrapped up into the little cable tree you've got there too. What segment are we doing next? Oh, we're gonna do sports. Gotcha.
Sports. Yeah. Damn.
It's pretty rough. Yeah, no, you know what? The EDM one definitely sucked dick. That was rough.
EDM.
That's right. You just blame it on me. Be like, Lance doesn't know what he's an intern.
Manny said, I'd like to thank all you crazies for the support. Thank you, Mecca, Anthony, TQ. You're all enabling me. Got me here. And thank you, Beef. Thank you, DJ Lance Fairchild. Oh, not thanking Spears. Why don't you thank Spears for not making good animal sounds, even though that dolphin was spot on?
The dolphin was really good. I would have gotten that. I was actually really nervous because I was like, damn, these are spot on impressions. Justin, unfortunately, just got a breaky connection.
Yeah, you know, I
he
should
lost
have.
on a technicality.
Honestly, I shouldn't even have let Wayne in the game, and I'm going to take blame for that because his connection sucked.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're not going to win this. That's why I called it. You know, I was like, Spears. Like, right when I answered the phone, I'm like, you just lost.
My star player got injured before the big game.
Player got injured. Damn.
It's like, we're starting to back up here. Good luck.
Oh, that's like I was like, why don't I have Facebook open? And I remember that I have it open on my phone. That's why I had that, so I could have Twitch open over here, so I could chat with Big Daddy Tucson, still kicking in the chat, represented on the Twitch fam.
There's a guy named Big Daddy Tucson.
Big Daddy Tucson in the
Shout out to Big Daddy Tucson on Twitch. He's holding down our
holding down our Twitch
stream,
stream, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we love Big Daddy Tucson
on BDT.
BDT. There he is right there in the comments. Twitch has all these cool emojis.
Yeah, the emotes. I've got my own emotes too. Here, let's drop a couple of them. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, let's see what you got.
Oh wait, that last one wasn't.
We got an emote off going on right now.
Emote off. Here's my other ones, my backups. That's my go-to though.
I just have Facebook open. I don't have Twitch.
Oh, that's okay. You know,
I'm always late to things. Like I was late to Instagram. Like I got Instagram for the first time in like 2016, 2017.
I've had my same Instagram account since 2013, but I didn't really use it until I graduated high school. Same thing with my Twitter. Like I think that whenever I graduated, I mostly used Facebook until then.
Yeah.
And then I kind of started shifting to other platforms. I think just especially with what I do with music.
Oh, Big Daddy Tucson with the flag and bam.
Damn, these are dope. Whose emotes are these? I'm gonna give DJ Javi AZ a follow so I could stay up to date with those.
Oh, you can get emotes from other people?
Yeah, so that's how you get the emotes. Like is whenever you reach Twitch affiliate, you're able to create your own emotes. And then the more subscribers you have on a monthly basis, the more emotes that you're able to give with your subscriptions.
Oh, wow.
So you have to pay for them. Like it's just like an incentive for people to tip you essentially.
Okay.
So I'll talk to you more about that later. He's awesome, Big Daddy Tucson says. Do you watch a lot of DJ streams? Speaking of Twitch, though, I wasn't big into Twitch before the pandemic. For people who don't know, watching the stream on Facebook, Twitch is a platform for video game streaming, which is definitely grown beyond that in the last 12 months, thanks to the pandemic. So there's DJ streams, podcasts. Like what we're doing kind of right now, you know, and then there's The hot tub streams. That's a big thing right now.
Hot tub streams.
Hot tub streams. Yeah. So they were temporarily banned from Twitch because essentially hot girls were just, getting in hot tubs and getting donations. And Twitch was like, that's not family friendly. But some people have kind of gotten around it, and then they just added the category back. My friend Suleika, she does DJ hot tub streams every Tuesday. She has like 250 viewers on average. So she's making big bucks.
Nice. We're on right after this AWOL Nation. I'll take a moment here just to shout out all our streamers today. Our numbers are consistently going up, which is awesome, and it's 100% because of you guys. So thank you for continuing to check out the show and sticking around when we hit the reset, which I know, could get boring at times, but you guys are doing great with all the comments and everything, and it means a lot, and it really helps. So shout out. Our YouTube numbers are going up too, so it's all. The only thing that's not going up is Twitch. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I understand why. It's a whole thing. Like Twitch is very particular about wanting everybody. Like if you're gonna be on Twitch, Twitch wants you to only be on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. So it's kind of like slowing down my algorithm.
Yeah, so it's slowing down your algorithm because it's not like specifically like it's not like, oh, we know you're restreaming. It just like the way that the platform works.
I see it.
But Big Daddy Tucson's holding it down in the Twitch stream. So big shout out to Big Daddy Tucson.
And we need a beef vegan emote. Yeah.
Yeah, and we need a beef vegan emote. So once we get to a certain amount of average viewers on there and a certain amount of hours stream, which is going to be plenty easy because we're streaming all the time, 5 days a week, then we'll be able to get emotes.
I wonder how people are watching. Like are they watching like on their smart TV? On their computer at the office kind of deal.
That's a good question.
With their headphones plugged in.
And so you heard him. What are you watching this stream on?
Yeah, because I'm curious about that too. I usually, whenever I watch streams, I'm usually watching them on my phone, but sometimes I'll watch them on my computer. Especially with Twitch, there's definitely some benefits to using like the computer over an app. Like, let's see if I could do this. Cat Jam.
Because I have YouTube on my TV, and all I watch are like podcasts and shows.
So Spencer says phone. David says phone. That's phone or computer. Mecca. Phone. While driving, people around, so drive careful, Kirsten. You get me concerned.
Chatting and driving.
Melissa said Facebook at work with AirPods. Awesome.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Mike Bell, 2 phones. This guy, he's got surround sound. Brian says on computer.
2 phones.
It's bumping up the numbers too for us. So thank you, Michael.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's more people listening. No, it's just Brian with more phones.
Yeah, Michael just has like 17 phones. It's all him. These are all fake accounts.
Yeah. All right, 30 seconds before we go on. Talk to sports.
I was gonna say let's run it, but you guys run it, and I'll listen.
Yeah, your third mic. Your third mic on this for sure. Justin's taking the lead. I'll kick it over to him, and then we're gonna talk to sports. This he's a pro. He's an expert of all things. And one of my favorite Twitter follows is Justin because he keeps me in the loop of what's going on in the sports world. It's a big deal. Yeah, no problem. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the show. Beef Vegan Presents. That's my good friend Aaron Bruno, or you might know him as AWOL Nation with Sale. Song's been around forever. Speaking of good friends, we got Justin Spears in studio. Good morning, Justin. Thank you for joining the show, as always.
Absolutely.
Of course, Justin has an afternoon show called Spears and Ali every afternoon, weekdays from 3 to 6 on ESPN Tucson, 104.9 and 1490 AM. Am I correct on that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
look at you.
Yeah, it's soaked in, dude. I didn't even read that. That's in my brain now.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
A pro's pro.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's get into our sports talk now. Everything's been about the Olympics. The Olympics is the hot competition that's happening right now, and I'm sure you've been paying attention. So what's been going on in the world of Olympics?
Team USA basketball finally got a win.
Woo! Yeah, my God.
Hey, look at that.
Jeez, what took so long?
They lost to Nigeria and Australia in the exhibition games. Then they had a opening round loss to Team France.
Yeah.
And I understand that international talent has improved significantly over the last couple of decades, but Team USA does not lose to France. And the second I saw them lose to France, I immediately thought of Rush Hour 3 when Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker walk out of the airport. They get into the cab, and then the cab driver's like, "No, I don't drive his kind. I don't drive Americans. You guys are always pushing around the little guy. You lost in Vietnam. You lost in Iraq. You can't even beat the Europeans in basketball anymore. The dream team is dead." The second they lost to France, that clip first came to mind. But good for Team USA for bouncing back. They beat Iran. And it's like, well, you should beat Iran in basketball. Devin Booker got his Olympic start. Phoenix Suns star.
That's what they need to do to win. Let me ask you this. Who on the France team is notable? Like, is there a superstar that's in the NBA that's on Team France?
They have Rudy Gobert.
Okay, so they do have Gobert.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great player for sure. The Utah Jazz, strong fifth man, but
the Stifle Tower, I think, is his nickname.
Right. He's also most notable for when COVID was first hitting, for being a jerk and like touching all the microphones and then coming up COVID positive the very next day.
Well, he was the big domino that got the NBA to suspend the season because he was the first player to test positive.
Right.
Yeah.
And that next thing you know, it's like, okay, what's going to happen? College basketball cancels, all the spring sports season canceled. And it's like, he was like the big domino, and the NBA's decision to suspend the season was a big reason why so many sports just decided to pull the plug on the year. But Rudy Gobert is a big name on Team France. I think they have Nicolas Batum as well, who's also an NBA player. I mean, they had a handful of NBA players, but literally Team USA is all NBA players.
Yes.
And I understand international talent is great, but Team USA, even with their pretty much B team, not having guys like LeBron James on hand, they should be able to run through the field, but they're struggling.
100%. Yeah, it's crazy. So do you think they're going to be able to pull it off and win the gold after all this, or are they now the underdog?
I hope so. I really do, because we talk about NBA players in the Olympics. Team Australia has way more NBA players on their team. They have guys like Matisse Thybulle, Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, former Arizona Wildcat Josh Green is on that team as well.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got a number of NBA players, and they beat Team USA in the exhibition game. So as of now, I would say Australia is probably the favorites to win it.
Wow. I think a large part of their problem is they're not playing team ball. And that usually is the case with Team USA when they start off rough. There's too many egos and people being selfish and not playing cohesively as a team, as opposed to other teams that they're playing against that are more on the same page, right?
And they've all played with each other for a long time, those international rosters.
Right.
Whereas all the NBA guys, the season just ended. With all the COVID-19 protocols, they haven't really had much time to practice together. And the FIBA rules are just completely different. Like if you watch the game, like the paint, the key is, it's not like a rectangle. It's, I don't even know how to describe
almost like
it.
A triangle with a head on it.
Yeah, exactly. So
like a keyhole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the rules are different. The referees are calling games differently. The ball is slightly different. So they're still getting used to all the conditions. But yeah, all the international teams, all these guys have had a chance to play with each other for many, many years.
Right.
And it shows.
All right. Well, moving forward past basketball, what else is most notable in this year's Olympics?
You can't talk about the Olympics without talking about Simone Biles.
That's true.
The American gymnast who backed out of the Olympics right before her gold medal event, citing mental health reasons.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of like rumors and guesses and theories as to what led to those.
Yeah. I mean, she's 24 years old. People have already named moves after her. Like some of the stuff that she does, they're like, oh, that's a Simone Biles.
Right.
Yeah.
So all these things, I mean, I can't imagine having that kind of pressure. And then you also have to consider too, and I don't know, like you said, Beef, it's, you can come up with a number of theories, but I also think about this. She is one of these survivors from Larry Nassar.
Well, that's what they're saying. And that's one of the biggest theories. Be like, the quote here that I don't know. It might have been her boyfriend that said this. That girl has endured more trauma by the age of 24 than most people will ever go through in a lifetime. And of course, Larry Nassar was the gymnastics team doctor for her entire run since she was a young child.
Yeah.
And he's in prison now because all the horrific things he continued to do. And people assumed
he should be put under the prison.
Absolutely. And he's here in Tucson, I think. But people assumed that with that Simone was one of the victims, but it was never, confirmed because she didn't want to talk about it. But if she's talking about the mental issues, and I was saying this earlier in the show, that gymnastics, it's got to be 90% mental.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are in play, but if your head's not in it, then you're just risking not only your own life, but the safety of everyone else around you. And definitely you're not going to win as a team. So
yeah. Well, she also said that she had the twisties. I've never heard of this expression before, but if you're a gymnast, I don't know how many gymnasts are watching your stream or listening to the show right now, but I'm sure there's a bunch of them around Tucson.
Yeah.
The gymnasts are rockers.
Yeah.
But the twisties is in golf, we call this the yips. It seems like nothing you do is working. And when you're a gymnast and you're up in the air doing all these twists and turns, if your mind isn't there 100%, I mean, you could really hurt yourself.
Right.
So Simone Biles said, I have the twisties right now. And the moves that I do, I have to be locked in or else I'm going to significantly hurt myself. And not only hurt myself, but hurt Team USA's chances at getting gold. And I understand that there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there that want to chastise her and scold her for making this really tough decision, but she's only 24 years old.
Right.
She's going to be back in another Olympics, maybe even 2, maybe even 3 more. Isn't there a 46-year-old gymnast right now in the Olympics?
Right. And if you're the greatest, and Simone Biles is arguably the greatest, then you have it in you. And as long as she has that fight and she wants to continue to be the greatest, then she'll be around for many years.
Yeah. She can stop right now,
Right.
and she would be the greatest gymnast of all time.
Right.
Yeah. So, and
that's powerful.
I hear guys like, I think his name was Charlie Kirk, who has this podcast.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
Called her a disgrace and a shame to the country. And it's like, what?
That's politically motivated, and maybe it's a little racially motivated, to be honest with you, with his history. But yeah, it's insane, and that goes back to the quote: "The loudest boos always come from the cheap seats." And this guy is just world class garbage.
Cheap sheets too.
Yeah, cheap sheets.
Laying in bed on their cheap sheets.
So yeah, this guy's just garbage, and he makes a whole living by just saying these kind of things. So it holds no weight in my mind.
Yeah.
But to everyone, there's a lot of people, those pundits, that are just attacking her. And it's completely unfair. So yeah, but she'll rise above it because she's a champion.
Yep,
that's what champions do.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got going on?
Man, what else is going on? I mean, today is the NBA draft, and if you guys didn't know, the NBA draft wasn't really like publicized or promoted correctly.
This crept up on me. Yeah, I didn't know.
Nobody.
This is the first time hearing this.
Yeah, nobody's really paying attention to the NBA draft. And here in Tucson, Arizona, usually there's an Arizona Wildcat or 2 hoping to get drafted. And there's nobody.
Nobody from the Wildcats.
Nobody from the Wildcats. But that'll change here in the next couple of years under Tommy Lloyd. Some other things that are going on.
Well, here, let's wrap it up with this. There was a big announcement
Aaron
about
Rodgers?
the Arizona Bowl. Oh, you're gonna do it? Okay.
Oh, let's do Arizona Bowl.
Yeah, because you were covering this. Were you there when they made the announcement that Barstool Sports is going to be the sponsor of the Arizona Bowl?
I was there.
Yeah,
and it was electric.
Was it?
It was. There was a certain buzz in that room, and it's big time because Barstool Sports. I mean, I counted up all their social media followers, and they have like 40 million followers across the board.
Yes.
Dave Portnoy himself, the founder of Barstool Sports, very brash, very controversial guy.
Yes.
But he's a pizza reviewing guy who's all about big. He makes everything big.
Right.
And with the Arizona Bowl, he wants to make this like a week-long party in Tucson, Arizona, leading up to New Year's Eve when they're going to do the taco drop in downtown Tucson right after the game. And it's going to be a party, and we're going to go into 2022 the right way. But I have so many people posting about the Arizona Bowl that had no idea Tucson had a college football bowl game because of the Barstool stamp.
Yeah. Now, what makes you think the reason why he decided to go with the Arizona Bowl as opposed to other bowls?
I think Arizona Bowl was the one that was willing to reach out to him and actually have this connection.
Yeah.
The Arizona Bowl chairman, Ali Farhan, my co-host on Spears and Ali, and Kim Adair, the executive director, they actually hired a third-party search firm. That search firm then reached out to them, and they're like, yeah, let's make this happen. So then Dave Portnoy comes out to Tucson, Arizona, for the first time ever. He's been to Scottsdale many times, but never been to Tucson.
Of course.
Said, I love this place. I am so excited. And Barstool Sports, they're going to have all their guys come out here. They're going to have all their podcasters. They're going to have a golf tournament leading up to the Arizona Bowl. So it's going to be very huge for Tucson.
That's huge.
And
Wait a
Bowl.
second. So Ali, your co-host, he he's a chairman. He knew about this a long time. Did he give you a heads up? Have you been sitting on this, Spears?
No comment.
You son of a bitch.
No comment.
I needed to know about this before it was announced to everybody else. I'm in the media.
I did. I just had to keep quiet for about a month.
Good for you keeping a secret that big, dude. We had you on every week.
Yeah.
Every week, Spears.
I was told by Ali, don't tell anybody until the press conference.
How's it feel to have a secret that big and stuff? And
it was cool.
Yeah.
It allowed me to pre-write a story and everything ready to go. So.
Oh yeah, so you worked that out ahead of time.
Yep.
So that made your job a little easier. Hey, that's kind of a D move. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, you're just like, yeah, it felt good to be able to have this awesome information and not tell anybody. Be like, you wish you knew what I knew, but you don't.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm glad you lost an animal sound off today, you son of a bitch. That's Justin Spears,
So
everybody.
over.
You can check out Spears and Ali every single day, weekdays here on ESPN 104.9 and 1490 AM when they talk sports for 3 hours straight. It's a great program. We have one more segment that we're going to do, all three of us. It's coming up next. I'll give you my beef tip, so don't go anywhere. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Good job.
Heck
Yeah, I was like, Ali's the chairman? Of course you knew.
Yeah.
The whole time. Well, yeah, the good grab for him. Good for him. Good for everybody. I think that's fantastic that
It's gotten some flack.
Well, from who?
Just, people who aren't big fans of Barstool Sports.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I know about Barstool. Like I hear or I see a lot of their stuff pop up because like the Snapchat Discover thing, that, they're always popping up on there. But
right. So Barstool definitely bros down. They're very bro-orific and they've gotten in trouble for not necessarily being PC. That's part of their brand. And just being, sports for guys, and it's guy talk. And Dave goes around and he reviews pizza, which I feel like he kind of stole my gig, but that's okay. But it's never been that outlandish, that offensive where they should throw down the cancel court on him. And what he's going to bring to this table, you could not have gotten a better title sponsor than Barstool for this city. Let me rephrase that, because Ali, they couldn't got a better sponsor, but this city could not have gotten a better title sponsor than Barstool Sports. And it's because of what they want to do around it. And then they want to make this kind of like a national destination. And do you think, Justin, that this puts Arizona Bowl or the Barstool Bowl on the map as one of the more higher profile bowls in all of them? We're talking Rose Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, things like that.
No, because Rose Bowl, it's winner of Pac-12 versus winner of Big Ten.
Okay.
It's still like a premier bowl. It's got so much tradition and history that it's going to take a long, long time in order for it to get to that point. But
is the Arizona Bowl still going to be the third place in this D-list conference against this other?
So it's going to be the winner of the Mid-American Conference, aka the MAC.
Okay.
MAC is usually those games where you turn on Wednesday at 5:00 on ESPN, and there's just a random college football bowl game like Toledo versus Bowling Green.
Right.
But it's going to be the winner from the MAC and then the winner from Mountain West. So we could be looking at San Diego State or Boise State versus Central Michigan, and I think the selling point for the MAC is it is so damn cold in the Midwest at that time of the year. Shoot, you can spend New Year's Eve in the desert where it's good weather.
Yeah.
And then you have Barstool is going to make this big party.
I think that, and I think that especially down there, Tucson has a really big college party scene.
Yeah.
The U of A party scene is on the map as far as I don't know so much about our sports. The Wildcats usually get it as far as for basketball. We usually get into March Madness and such. But I think that the party itself and the promotion of it online, I think that that's going to be huge, even if the bowl isn't as large itself.
It is huge. It's going to be huge for you too, because that means gigs. There's going to be gigs every night of the week. That entire week leading up to it, there's going to be gigs in this town. There's going to be parties in this town.
Weekend,
this is our version of the Super Bowl now. They're going to make this a Super Bowl week. And that is their intention. Right. So that's their intention. So this is something that we should be celebrating as a city. It's great. Now we going in, this is It's going to generate a lot of money, and then we should get. We guarantee we're going to sell more tickets than we did last year, or the last year they had the bowl, which was last year. Before shut things down. You know, like people weren't necessarily coming out to these games, so they weren't filling the stands. So we have a possibility of a bowl game that A, looks like people are going to go to and possibly fill up the stadium, but then B, there's a whole celebration leading up to it.
Yep.
And that's great. So that's good for the hotels in the area, for people coming in, because look, a game's a game, right? It's very unlikely you're going to get people flying out from New Mexico State because they don't really give that much of a shit about their New Mexico State team for more than just a weekend, just to catch the game. But now you make it a destination, like, okay, I'm going to be able to party this night. I'll be able to do this that night. And then I have the game this day. And then I could post game the next day and then get out of here. Right now it's a vacation. It's a destination.
Yep. Yeah, it's
University is going to be popping. I'll tell you that. Like Gentlemen's, no anchovies, illegal Pete's. Like it's going to be slammed.
Well,
like
Porto
that.
already did the reviews at No Anchovies.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because he's down here for the press conference, so he went to No Anchovies.
I've
and
DJ'd at No Anchovies.
Time Market.
Oh, Time Market too.
What do you say about Time Market?
He was like, no, the pizza's not bad, but I'm more about the cookie.
He's not going to shit on.
I saw I saw a clip of the No Anchovies one. I have a friend who's a bartender there. I just saw like the little intro part of it, and I wasn't sure what was happening, but I guess that's what it was. He was reviewing the pizza.
Yeah.
What do you say about No Anchovies?
Yeah.
He gave it a 7.3 out of 10, and he was like, the undercarriage is good. It's not floppy. And then he took a bite out of it. He's like, it's not bad. It's not bad. Like you said, I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, he's not coming in this town because first off, like that's the first thing I did when I came in this town. I shit all over the pizza. I could not find good pizza for the life of me for a while. So it's not easy to find good pizza in this town. It's impossible to find bad Mexican food. Because the Mexican food is on par and the best probably in the nation.
I mean, imagine trying to find good Mexican food in the Midwest. You
can't.
It's non-existent.
Yeah, exactly. So, so that's what we have to make up for our lack of good pizza. But I mean, there are great pizza places. We've had this debate. I'm not getting into it again. But
I like Empire.
Yeah, but I felt like him going those two spots, not bad. He's in the area. And he's playing it nice. He's not coming in and ruffling any feathers right off the bat. He wants the bowl game to be successful. And then say, once the Barstool Bowl goes over like gangbusters, then he could go back to shitting on our pizza. And I think if you own a pizza parlor out there, you better step up your game because he's coming.
I want people to get shit on out here so that we could have better pizza.
I know.
That benefits all of us, except for tourists.
You just listen and make sure that everything's good, Justin?
No, there's this video of this guy at a city council meeting in Nebraska talking about changing the name of boneless chicken wings.
Email me. Me that beef at.
Would it spoil the video if I ask what does he want to call them now?
Wet tenders.
Wet tenders.
Saucy nugs.
Yeah.
I usually just call them chicken nuggies.
I like this debate, to be honest with you, because they aren't boneless buffalo wings, and it's a lie and a misrepresentation. You know what I had in Scottsdale once?
What?
I had buffalo chicken wing skin. So this was an appetizer. It was at the Valley Ho, and I ordered it. My uncle, who's super healthy, just looked at me completely disgusted. Like, how can you do this to your body? But I'm like, I gotta try it. Like the best part of the chicken wing is the skin.
That is true.
Yeah. So
that's where the sauce is.
Yeah. So and I don't know how they did it, but it's basically chicken skin that they deep fry and toss in buffalo sauce. And it was okay, to be honest with you. I mean, I gained a couple pounds from eating it. And after I ate like half the dish, I felt sick to my stomach. But if you had like 3, it'd be the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's like,
you
Pringles.
can't stop at 1.
Yeah, once you pop, you can't stop. You sent it to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see what this guy has to say.
Yeah, don't forget to I would also love to hear it.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Spears. Or not Spears, Lance.
Yeah, I saw what I saw what you meant. You saw what I meant.
What's on your Twitter? Okay. Let's hear.
Casually ignoring a problem that has gotten so out of control that our children are throwing around names and words without even understanding their meaning, treating things as though they're normal. I go into nice family restaurants and I see people throwing this name around, pretending as though everything is just fine. I'm talking about boneless chicken wings. I propose that we as a city remove the... Excuse me, I'm trying to do it. Excuse me. I propose that we as a city remove the name boneless wings from our menus and from our hearts. These are our reasons why. Number one, nothing about boneless chicken wings actually come from the wing of a chicken. We would be disgusted if a butcher was mislabeling their cuts of meat, but then we go around and pretending as though the breast of the chicken is its wing. Number two, boneless chicken wings are just chicken tenders, which are all
Chicken tendies.
I don't go to order boneless tacos. I don't go and order boneless club sandwiches. I don't ask for boneless auto repair. It's just what's expected. And then number three,
I would love a boneless pizza.
our children are raised being afraid of having bones attached to their meat. That's where meat comes from. It grows on bones. We need to teach them that the wing of a chicken is from a chicken, and it's delicious. I propose that we rename boneless wings in the city of Lincoln. We can call them buffalo-style chicken tenders. We can call them wet tenders. We can call them saucy nugs or trash.
Or trash.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That where we stand, and that we understand that we've been living a lie for far too long, and we know it because we feel it in our bones. Thank you. I would like to just come.
Okay, I'm gonna have
that
to.
guy's my hero.
Yeah, I gotta replay that. Oh, it's 12 seconds. This has been around for a minute though. But Rock 102.1, that's Black Veil Brides here on Beef Vegan Presents. We've had a great Thursday show, and we've had a lot of fun with you guys. And before I leave you, I like to give you a beef tip. That's usually what we do here. I'll play this little clip. This has been around for a little minute here, but this guy has such a strong argument that I have to second it. And this is courtesy of Justin Spears' Twitter page. So let's play this real quick. Mm-hmm. What is it? Preach!
Yes, King.
This is a serious debate here. Here.
This man is my hero.
There you go. That's right. Okay, I have to pause it there because we've run out of time. But my beef tip is stop calling boneless buffalo wings boneless buffalo wings.
Mm-hmm.
They're saucy nugs. We
Chicken
know
tendies.
this. Chicken tendies. What?
I like boneless wings. I don't discriminate.
You should. And call them what?
Call 'em
wet tendies?
Wet tendies. Saucy
nugs. Saucy nugs. Wet tendies. All right. Thank you, Justin Spears. You can check out Justin later today at 3 o'clock at 104.9. Thank you, DJ Lance Fairchild. You can find him on social media. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, with Powers. I got phlegm in my throat. Powers and Slobby Robbie and film critic Herb Stratford. So we got a jam-packed Friday show for you. Riley's up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, drive safe, ride safe, and rock local.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon
Later,
will
guys. Thank you so
come
much.
an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.